Good evening, New York Jets fans. It is great to see you here on the eve of Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to all of you out there. It is great to be here celebrating the resurrection of the zombie Jesus. I'm excited. I hope you're excited because the Easter Bunny is coming to town tomorrow. Let's hit that Jets chant to start it off. Jets. Tonight, folks, tonight. Hopefully we'll be getting some WrestleMania updates, although I don't know if I'll be knowing exactly who all the people are. But as matches end, please let me know in the comments section. I'll try to let people know. But of course, do I expect to know any or care about any of these matches? Probably not. If it doesn't involve the guys I grew up with in the 80s and the 90s, hell, even into the 2000s, it's hard for me to care too much about WrestleMania. But I was checking my stats from last year, and my Saturday night show going up against WrestleMania was one of my lowest stream shows. So I don't know what to expect tonight. It's gonna happen, obviously, because I don't know. I guess the crossover between football and pro wrestling is pretty big. So what I ask of you guys is to just hit that like button. Okay, what you can do to help out the show is hit the like button, let people know we're live, so that even if they're watching what they call the granddaddy of them all, then they can still come and on their phone watch the Midnight Mike show, because I have a lot of fun things planned for tonight. First and foremost, we have Aaron Glenn versus Aaron Rodgers. What is true? What is not true? And I know there's a pretty good chance that when Maddie comes in here to talk to me about it, this is going to be it. It's going to be like, so Maddie, what do you think about Aaron Glenn versus Aaron Rodgers? I don't give a shit. Maddie, there's no Jets. We have had nothing to talk about the New York Jets in over a month. It's been literally no news. So we got to talk a little bit about this. I don't really give a shit. Well, I'm going to make Maddie talk about it. I'm going to make Maddie give me his opinion on the situation. And we are going to talk about Aaron Rodgers versus Aaron Glenn, and what Aaron Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show, and what could possibly be true and what could possibly not be true, because this is probably the last big Jets news that's going to break before the draft next week. And by that time, we're going to be talking about the draft. We're going to be talking about who we are going to, like on Tuesday night show, who are we going to pick? We're probably going to talk a little bit about that tonight, maybe later in the show, but I have a lot of things to get to. And then, of course, after the draft, we're going to be talking about who we got and what they could possibly bring to the New York Jets. So like I said, please, while you're in here, just hit that like button. That's all I ask for tonight. We'll worry about super chats and all that stuff way later in the show, or next Saturday, which is the last Saturday of the month, which means that not only will we be trying to, get like a kind of a, what would you even call it? I don't even know what you'd call it. Kind of like a boom going with the gifted channel memberships and the super chats tonight. I just need you to hit the thumbs up button. But either way, next Saturday night, we're going to be able to talk about all the stuff, all the guys we got, what they're going to do for the Jets, what maybe they can do, what can't they do. We will see. Once again, until the guy is drafted, we have no idea. what's going to come. We have no idea. But anyway, so we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk about Aaron Glenn. We have Midnight Mike Show trivia. From what I'm to understand, the big talker himself, John Radcliffe, is coming into the show around 9:30 to challenge Maddie for that crown, to see who can be the new Midnight Mike Show trivia champion. We got 3 categories for you tonight. And like last week, we had like a 90s night. This week, we have an 80s night. So I'll give you the categories now so you can think about them and you could get ready and you could get prepared in the comments section for Midnight Mike Show trivia tonight. The trivia for tonight, all 80s, totally 80s. We have 80s baseball, 5 questions, the final question being worth multiple points. We have totally 80s music, 5 questions, the final question worth multiple points. And then totally 80s television, 5 questions with the final question worth multiple points. Tonight, it's supposed to be John Radcliffe taking on Maddie. We'll do Mike and Maddie's top 5. I don't know if Maddie will be here, but hopefully John can stick around. And hopefully, I think I have another person scheduled to come in a little later on in the show, and I hope they can make it. And that will be fun as well. And then I have a new segment that I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do this because it took a lot to put this together. But the new segment tonight is I'm going to play you some audio. I'm going to play you a 20 to 30 second clip. And you, the audience, are going to have to tell me, is it a porno or is it Mets 2128 eating a sandwich? It's going to be interesting. You guys are going to have to figure it out. You'll tell me. You can tell me in the comments section. You know, I'll maybe have somebody on the show, but we will find out later in the show when I play the clip. Is it a porno movie or is it Mets eating a sandwich? Mets 2128 eating a sandwich for his channel. All right, let's get into this. Let's bring in my co-host, the Beavis to my butthead. So much going on tonight. Trivia. Mets. Is it porno or is it Mets? Audio clue. We have our top 5, and we're going to talk Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Glenn. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beavis to my butthead. Let's bring him in. Maddie. I was going to say Mets. You're not Mets.
No, I am not. I'm a heterosexual.
No, absolutely.
So first things first, I got to give a shout out to Ricky for the sweet shirts.
Hell yeah. How come I didn't get one of those?
I'm more personable.
Yeah, I guess you
On the back, it has the Jets schedule. Dude, it's badass. I got it Thursday in the mail, and I was like, oh, because the package showed up, and Ricky was like, watch your mailbox over the weekend. I was like, all right, cool, you know. And I kid you not, dude. I get a package on Thursday, and I'm like, I didn't order anything. And I was like, have I been drinking again? But now I got the sweet shirt. So thank you, Ricky. Appreciate it very, very much.
All right. Well, it looks like Mets is in the chat. I expected Mets to be live during WrestleMania, but he's in the chat. It would be awesome to have him in here with this new segment that I have prepared. A 30-second clip, Maddie. Is it a porno or is it Mets eating a sandwich? It's gonna be hard. I'll tell you that right now.
I guess. I'm curious. I don't think I'll be here for that, but
no, I think by that point we have so much to do. But you can go back, check it out. Jets Poughkeepsie, how you doing tonight? Are you hitting that like button, Jets Poughkeepsie? I hope you are. We're running up against the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania, and we'd like to have as many of you as in here as possible. 5 more days until the draft. Maddie, what is our plans? Are we going to try to get together and record like last year, and then I could put out a thing, or are you available?
I don't know. I got to look at what time it starts and stuff. We might be able to. Our video last year went from like 9 to like 11:30, and we had to edit it down. I don't know. Let's see. We can give it a shot, and if I have to book.
Well, but to be fair, Maddie, last year we had the 11th pick. This year we have the 7th.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot earlier that we can get off, and because once the Jets pick, you know, our job is done.
Yeah, we're done. Let's talk about it later on. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we can make something work.
Johnny Boy, channel member in here. Oh, and Adirondack AFG's in here, channel member. Mikey, how you doing, Adirondack? And Johnny Boy in here, channel member. Yeet, yeet, yeet. By the way, Maddie, all those yeets you keep seeing, all of those are wrestling terms. I couldn't even tell you what wrestler it is.
I just can't express in words how much it sickens me that you people talk about this crap so much.
Mets goes in, says Jey Uso wins world title. New Day are tag champs. Haven't they always been tag champs? I don't know. Fatu wins U.S. title, and Jade beat Naomi. Okay, so
Thank God.
really quick, I kind of know who Jey Uso is. I know who the New Day is. I don't know who Fatu. When I think of Fatu, I think of Rikishi Fatu. I know it's not him, and I have no idea who Jade or Naomi. Oh, I think I know who Naomi is, but I don't know. Nathan Shells, welcome. Play Midnight Mike, Grand Junction. Grand Junction. Do you know that reference?
Grand Junction is a city in Colorado. I don't know who Grand Junction Jet is, but I like that name.
Happy 420 Easter Sunday tomorrow. Yes, Maddie. Happy Easter to you and your family.
Yeah, happy Easter, everybody. I will be getting home at about 6:37 tomorrow morning, and then I will try to stay up for the Easter egg hunt that we will do as we do every year, and then I will probably collapse until it's time to eat.
That's my problem, Maddie. I do this show Saturday night. Obviously, we get off of here somewhere between 11 and 12, and then it takes me a while to fall asleep, right? So, I don't know when I'm going to actually get to bed, but the girls are going to be up at the most ridiculous hour, and I'm going to have to figure out a way to wake up and be, somewhat coherent while they're finding their Easter baskets and doing their Easter.
And my oldest at home is at prom tonight too. So what's going to happen for us is Sasha's going to get up early and fight with Sam about get your ass out of bed for the Easter egg hunt. So we'll see.
Isn't that a little early for prom?
Dude, it's the middle of April right now.
Yeah, but they don't get out of school till June.
Now out here they get out at the end of May.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Johnny Boy comes in and says, Mike and Maddie, thoughts on El Grande Americano? Okay, it's a wrestler. And basically, hold on, I have to get no, Maddie, I need you. Put your headphones back on. I have no idea who this wrestler is, Maddie, but I did hear a story about them, and I think you'll appreciate it because it has to do with today's politics. Okay, so basically, he's playing do you know what a lucha libre wrestler is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it's a masked wrestler from usually Mexico. And so he's playing an American lucha libre wrestler, and he's been announced as from the Gulf of America. Okay, now hold on. It's done. He's supposed to be a heel, right? He's supposed to be a bad guy, and they've been announcing him, as from the Gulf of America because of the whole Trump renaming.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, well, apparently, because wrestling fans are so fucking soft nowadays, there's been so many complaints. Keep in mind, this is a heel. You're supposed to boo him. You're supposed to not like him. WWE. Now, I don't know how if they've continued this. They've walked it back and now have him coming from the Gulf of Mexico because so many wrestling fans were offended by that. Can you believe that shit? He's supposed to be a heel.
I can't stress enough how dumb wrestling is, and you're just proving my point.
Nathan Shells just says the same thing again. This is not a new comment, but welcome, Nathan.
I
appreciate that.
Hey, if Nathan is actually the Grand Junction Jet, that's pretty cool.
Real quick, hey, Ricky's in here. I do see him.
Yeah, no, Ricky's been commenting.
Nice. Matthew Smith, Maddie is trash. What do you have to say about that?
Okay. You're the asshole spending your Saturday night with me.
I enjoy you, Matthew, and I enjoy Maddie too. Maybe he doesn't like you because he wants to be the real Maddie, because he's Matthew.
I'm not too concerned about it.
Do you remember Party with Peg and Artie? They haven't been here in a while.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you guys. Absolutely. Ricky NY says, better not challenge Maddie. I heard he's dressed for success.
That's right, baby.
That's awesome. I just want to whip through a few of these just because I'm very happy you guys are in here. Oh, not this guy. I feel like you guys know each other.
I don't know who this guy is. He came on once and just started talking crap, and I whatever. That chat it up, homie.
Gay Pride Month, the GM says you weren't heterosexual last night, Maddie.
What happened last night doesn't count.
Oh, fair enough. Were you at the Blue Oyster?
I was at the Pink Pony Club.
The Pink Flamingo?
I like that.
No, wait, where did you say you were? The Pink what?
The Pink Pony Club. It's some song that my daughters like.
That does sound like
it sounds like one.
Yeah, absolutely. Clancy says the draft starts just after 8. Jets probably pick around 9:30. So we will see on that. Jerome, howdy, boys. All right, guys.
Jerome, what's up, buddy?
Keep the comments coming. Make sure you hit that like button. Once again, it's like usually this show is a death trap for us because so many football fans love WrestleMania. I'd actually rather sit here and watch WrestleMania 4 or 5 if it's up to me. 4, the tournament, 5, the mega powers explode. I don't need to see what's going on. This a NFL draft or a porno? We're gonna find out later. Matthias comes in and says 7th pick could be a blue chip player. Don't
Matthias
blow
has some
you.
good takes. I'm reading ahead in the comments.
All right. Okay, I see people got to the part where tonight I will be playing a 30-second clip, and you are going to have to decide if it's a porno or if it's Mets 2128 eating a sandwich for his YouTube channel. Scott Foster in here. Maddie, he does it on every channel. You're not special. Oh, I guess it's Matthew he's talking about. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Dark Soul Jane here. Good to see you. All right, Maddie, did I predict it correctly when I say, hey, Maddie, what do you think of the whole Aaron Rodgers thing that he said about Aaron Glenn?
I really don't, because all it is just nonsense drama that really doesn't mean anything to the Jets. I mean, it's a story. I'll give you that. It's something to talk about because there's nothing going on. But correct. I mean, really, who cares? Because Aaron Rodgers, of course, he's going to trash the Jets, and you'll notice Aaron Glenn hasn't said anything about it.
Well, I don't think Aaron Glenn's going to say anything.
I don't think he cares. He's like, okay, and look, I'm sorry. And, one of my favorite people in the world, Neek, and I kind of disagree on the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, but you brought 5 wins to the organization, dude. I don't know how much shit you can talk. And everybody says it's not his fault. I get that. But you know what? Your Jets legacy is the same as every other fucking guy who's supposedly going to come in here and change the culture and fix everything. And I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying that at all.
No.
But it's like I would have. Now, if I'd flown across the country for this meeting, I would have been annoyed. I get that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like right now, to me, I think Aaron Rodgers looks worse than Aaron Glenn in the sense of, hey, man, it sounds like you're just pissed off they didn't bring you back. Hey, Wild Wave. And so again, and right now, I mean, like, good. I wish Aaron Rodgers luck wherever he goes. If he goes,
I don't think he's to be fair. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Well, I don't know. See, I don't know how the contract stuff works. Have the Jets officially cut him? Do they have to wait till after like the draft? Do they have to wait till a certain date, then he can sign, or I don't know how it works.
I mean, it seems like his options went from like 3 or 4 teams. Now it's down to like 1, and that's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And my question is that Mike Tomlin has been on the hot seat for what reason? I don't know. We would love him.
Yeah. I'm like, how can we hire Mike Tomlin tomorrow?
Correct. But for some reason in Pittsburgh, they're very greedy.
Well, then what is holding up? If Matthew Smith is right, he says we did cut him. My question is then what's holding up Pittsburgh from signing him? And they keep talking about we want volunteers, not hostages. I saw that quote. And I'm kind of like, something's going on. But again, I look at it like this. I look at being a Jets fan, which is a nightmarish hellscape, as we all know. The Jets have so much to do in their own backyard before they worry about anybody else's that it's just a matter of, again, when I say I don't care, it's more a matter of it's funny, but it doesn't affect the Jets in any way. And what I care about right now, what I'm prioritizing is, can we please, for the love of God, stop being the armpit of the NFL that everyone laughs at? I mean, Jesus Christ, they make a joke about us in Ted Lasso.
Maddie, I think that's just the card we've been dealt. Apparently. I think that's just what we have to deal with. There's certain franchises out there that are never going to win. They're always going to be a joke. The Cleveland Browns, the Arizona Cardinals, the New York Jets. And not in my lifetime, not in your lifetime.
I don't plan on ever dying, so sooner or later.
The immortal Matty Jets. All right, real quick, I got 3 little things to read here from this Aaron Rodgers thing, and then I'm going to break down my thoughts really quickly. As you can see here, it says, I figured that when I flew across the country on my own dime, once again, that just is useless information. It flew across the country, yes, on your own dime, that means nothing to me. There would be a conversation. I met with the coach. We started talking. He runs out of the room. I'm like, that's strange. Then he comes back with the GM. So we sit down, and I think we're going to have this long conversation. I've flown across the country, and in 20 seconds, I'm talking to the GM, and Glenn leans to the edge of his seat and says, "You sure you want to play football?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm interested." And he said, "We're going in another direction as quarterback." Okay, the first thing that I have to say about this is I wanted, and I made this very clear, that I wanted Aaron Rodgers, I wanted Aaron Glenn to make a decision. We talked about this months ago. You know, if you don't want to go with Rodgers, get rid of him, get rid of Devontae, let him go and start building. Okay, that's what they did. But I also sat here and defended the fact that if they wanted to keep Aaron Rodgers, I showed the stats, I showed what he's capable of. We all know what he's capable of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that too for one more year, because what else are we going to do? Because when you really look at it, Maddie, and by the way, everybody coming in, all I need you to do tonight is hit that thumbs up. So please do that while we're discussing this. When you really look at it, Maddie, Aaron Rodgers, who would you rather truthfully have on the field for the New York Jets next season? Aaron Rodgers or Justin Fields?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Right now I'm going to say Justin Fields.
See, I completely disagree.
I understand. No, I know it's a hot take.
It's better for the team. I think it's better for the team in the long run to have Justin Fields. But if you're saying for 2025, what quarterback gives you the best chance to win the most games just in 2025, ignoring the future? I think that's Aaron Rodgers.
I don't, because there's so much else wrong with the team.
Yes, but once again, I don't think, watching his play and looking at his stats from last season, that he was the biggest problem.
Too many time marches on, too much injury concern for me. I mean, the fact of the matter is if the Jets had a great season last year, I might think differently. But they didn't. What they showed is there's too many glaring errors to fix in one off season. And I would rather have a young quarterback rather than, once again, watch Aaron Rodgers probably get hurt, and then we're back to Tyrod. And I don't dislike Tyrod, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting here going, do it with Fields. I hate to say it this way, but Aaron Rodgers has shown me that he can't lead this team to a winning season. And it's not, again, I'm not blaming him, because that'd be like asking me to lead that team to a winning season. I'm a shitty quarterback, obviously. There's just not.
He's not a shitty quarterback.
I'm not. I said I am.
No, I know.
But my point
is, it's not the same as asking you.
But I'm saying it didn't matter. The results are the same. You know, everybody keeps screaming about Aaron Rodgers' stats and all this other shit. I can't stress this enough. I don't give a shit if he threw for 800 touchdowns last year. If the Jets only got 5 wins, that's the bottom line. And again, one year later, we've already dealt with one season that was completely lost to an injury. I feel like there's a very good chance that's going to happen again. I just don't see the point in not going another way. So you got to rip the Band-Aid off.
No, correct. I agree. Going forward, I do believe that Justin Fields is the better quarterback.
And had he shown me something, or there was reason to think, okay, we barely missed it last year, good chance we got it this year. No, that's not what we saw. And I'm sorry, but brand new coaching staff, brand new everything else. Again, rip the Band-Aid off, give me a new guy. And I'm looking forward to seeing Justin Fields.
Oh no, I am
win
too.
7 games next year.
No, I definitely don't want that to be misconstrued. I want people to know I'm excited about Justin Fields. I'm excited to see something new. I'm excited for that. My whole point is that, like I said, if you're ripping the Band-Aid off and trying to move forward, Justin Fields is the way to go. If you're just looking at who is the better quarterback, who is the guy who could get you more wins just in 2025, I will still stick to the fact that Aaron Rodgers would be that guy. But going by what he said here, and he says, I was talking to the GM, he leans in. Now, he says it was 20 seconds. Now, I doubt it was 20 seconds, okay? But my only concern with it, let's just say, for the sake of argument, and I don't think there's always one side to a story, another side to the story, and then there's the truth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say Aaron Rodgers' side is completely true. If Aaron Glenn brought him in and gave him 20 seconds, I don't think that is the way it should have been done. If Aaron Rodgers is telling the truth, which, once again, that's a hypothetical.
Right.
But if he's telling the truth, they should have sat Aaron Rodgers down. Now here's another option. It says here that they said all right, okay, Glenn leans in on the edge of his seat and says, are you sure you want to play football? And I said, yeah, I'm interested. If he took out that I'm interested and just said, yeah, I want to play football, I want to play for the Jets, is it the same response? Because Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji may have been going in there going, if he gives us the slightest bit of normal Aaron Rodgers, which is what it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to go on a darkness retreat. I'm going to, if he doesn't come at you with 100%, I want to play, we're getting rid of him.
Okay.
If that's the case, I'm okay with what Aaron Glenn did. Because it's like, if Aaron, if you're not, and Rodgers, let's go by, they both have the same first name.
Okay.
Rodgers, do you want to play? Yes, I want to play for the New York Jets. I want to get you guys wins. Okay, now we need to talk. Now, on the other hand, even according to Aaron Rodgers' words is, Aaron Rodgers, do you want to play for the Jets? Yeah, I'm interested. Well, what does interested mean? Are you going to play games? Because if that's the case, we don't get the fuck out of one Jets drive.
Well, one of the problems I have with this is, I don't know if it's a problem, but I think the statement's kind of whatever. Oh, I had to fly on my own dime. You ain't starving.
Yeah, that to me, the whole
I was kind of like, oh, okay,
thing.
well, gee, sorry, Fauntleroy. But he went and got the GM. Well, was he going to have a negotiation with you without the GM there? Of course he went and got the GM.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like I say, again, this is just more drama that I really hope that the Jets are taking my stance with, which is, okay, fine, talk all you want. You're not a member of this organization. Bye.
Really quick, it went on to say Rodgers and Glenn then asked him about the messaging on how he wants his release to be announced. According to Rodgers, Glenn said, I don't want to be in a room, in front of a room saying something and have guys looking back at you. And I said, are you assuming? Now, see, this is the funny part. This part is the funniest to me. Are you assuming I would be in the back of the room during a team meeting undermining what you said? You don't know me. And then he said, you don't know me. And then I said, exactly. That's why I flew. Now, at this point, it seems like both Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Glenn were acting like fucking children.
Yeah, this sounds like the car scene in Seven, where Brad Pitt tells Morgan Freeman that he doesn't want to go on kicking each other in the balls.
Yeah.
Like, this is dumb. And again, this is why, like I say, you guys joke and give me shit about saying I don't care. But I don't, because this sounds like fucking play yard bullshit. It's so dumb, and I just can't be asked. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, you know what? If you want to talk shit about the organization, that's fine. But you couldn't wait to get here before. And at the same time with Aaron Glenn, like I've said with Aaron Glenn, I'm not sold on this, we're the Jets, we're built for this shit either. Everybody here is talking a lot and doing nothing. So until I see wins on the field, I'm not on Team Glenn and I'm not on Team Rodgers. Right now, all I know is they have a lot of fucking work to do before training camp. And it is, April 19th? Time is not fucking on your side, so figure out your signings, your cuts, and all this other shit. Because like Matthias Simon just said, same old garbage. Every fucking couple of years, new regime comes in. We're going to fix this. We're going to change this. We're cool. We're badasses. Blah, blah, blah. And then it's a fucking debacle. So.
And Dark Soldier has a great point here. He says if they called him, he'd complain that they didn't do it correctly in person. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that too. Like
100%.
The only way Aaron Rodgers would have been happy is if they gave him like more money or something.
Rodgers wants to go to the Vikings. You can want all you want. I want $1 million.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, they have no need to bring him in. It's not what it was during the Favre era, and it's just absolutely it's not happening. You can want all you want, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Jets worldwide. What's up, Snowball? How you doing tonight? Good to see you. Yeah. Look, like Matthew said, man, the Jets are in with the Pistons, the Kings, the Cavs. Although the Cavs won, the Pistons won a bunch. Did they win it? They won championships back in the 90s, right?
80s, 90s.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't even have that.
Or 80, 90, 80 and 89 and 90 with the Pistons won. I will say that the Cavs look really good this year. We'll see how they do in the playoffs.
Yeah, Matthias, as usual, this was handled poorly. I agree. Wild Wave channel member, how you doing here tonight, man? Everybody hitting that like button? Hope so. We was going to be in the Northeast regardless if the meeting happened or not. He had an event as well, and the Jets decided to have that discussion with him. since he was in the area. I don't know about that, but it could be true. It could be absolutely true. Scott Foster comes in, says Tyrod is greater than Justin Fields. It looks like here's the thing. And I'll let Maddie, I'll let you discuss it, and then we got to bring in John for Midnight Mike Show trivia. But Justin Fields could potentially be Tyrod Taylor in 10 years. But the difference between the two of them, I think they both have a very similar skill set. The difference is Fields is much younger and has a chance to improve. We know what Tyrod is, and Tyrod at this point in his career is injury prone. And I wouldn't have minded starting the season. I wouldn't even have minded if they had a quarterback duel. Tyrod won and Tyrod started the season, because I know Justin Fields could come in the second Tyrod fucked up. But the difference between the two of those, Scott, in my opinion, is Justin Fields is younger and less injury prone as of now.
Yeah, first of all, again, I agree with we know what Tyrod is. I feel like give Fields a chance. Maybe he'll thrive in the system.
Yeah, you never know.
It's too early. I mean, maybe we'll get that Sam Darnold year from last year. Who knows? It's going to be fun to watch. But again, all I'm looking for this season is to be entertained, because I have no delusions about winning anything this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've said it on there. I mean, how many times have we sat here and said, what, 5, 6 wins? Like, that's what we're kind of looking at.
I don't know what Vegas has announced, but if they get 7 wins next year, I'll be happy.
I think the over-under was 5.5. I think. I mean, we'll see. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please keep up with the comments. We love that stuff, but we have got to get to Midnight Mike Show trivia. It is time. So Maddie is here, and his challenger, hailing from the prison system, but not as an inmate. Ladies and gentlemen, John Radcliffe. How you doing, John?
John, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, bud.
I'm doing great. Real quick before we get into this, your thoughts on what we were just talking about.
I'm with Maddie. I could give 2 shits less. That stuff doesn't pertain to us because it doesn't have anything to do with our team now. Old news, honestly. Go forward, don't go back.
Yep. I mean, like I said, if we're looking to do that, Fields is 100% the way to go.
By the way, paper pen, is that good enough? Is that good for you?
Fine. Scott Foster comes in, says Fields will be here 2 years max.
Well, no shit. He signed a 2-year contract.
No, well,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, again, I feel like what's the fun thing about this offseason and coming up is there is just so many unanswered questions that we won't know anything until probably November.
Real quick, Miguel Padilla, channel member, coming in. What's up, Gang Green fam? How about them Red Sox, John? No.
Well, I mean, I'm happy we beat Chicago, but for the love of God, stop blowing leads to the fucking White Sox.
Boy, man, the White Sox, that's a tough one.
No, losing 2 out of 3 is a tough one. Beating them in extra innings, fine, I'll take it, but you don't want to go to extra innings.
No.
Not against those guys.
I'm just thrilled the Mets have won 3 games in a row against the St. Louis Cardinals. I hate that fucking team, and I hate that fucking fan base.
Well, Maddie, we swept the St. Louis Cardinals too, and right now we are a 500-esque team, so I'm not sure what that says about you guys, more about how much of an indictment it is on how bad the Cardinals have become. Their magic pixie dust of bullshit ran out after 30 years.
I just hate them so much. They are, no offense to you, but they're absolutely the Red Sox of the National League.
I wish the Red Sox were that successful for a 30-year consecutive run, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
Now, real quick, Snowball has a good point, because if Justin Fields does, this would be, once again, typical Jets. He says, Fields will get us 10 wins this season and thus keeping us from getting a top-tier QB in 2026.
My dad just rolled his eyes.
Yeah, if that happens, then guess what? Maybe we found our quarterback and we don't need to risk any more in the draft.
Well, we should have taken him over Zach Wilson, but that's a whole can of worms we're not even going to open.
A whole other kettle of fish that we can't fuck with.
Ugh.
Everyone watch for Zach to come in for Tua this year and light shit up. That's all.
He's third string.
It doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't even matter.
That will be
as
very
a Jets
interesting.
As a Jets fan, it's just I expect this to happen.
It is what happens, but not with him. He was never a good prospect. He sucked in college until a certain country we're not allowed to talk bad about screwed us over.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot coming later in the show. We have Mike and Maddie's top 5. We have the new Mets 2128 segment. Is it Mets eating a sandwich or is it a porno? I will play you a 30-second clip, and you guys are going to have to figure it out in the comments section. But before all of that, typical off-season New York Jets show segment. It's Midnight Mike Show Trivia on the Midnight Mike Show, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 9:30 hits, and we get to Midnight Mike Show Trivia. John Radcliffe has been in the comments section almost every show, and he has been knocking them out of the park, and we're going to see if he can take the crown tonight as Midnight Mike Show Trivia Champion, taking on my co-host, Maddie, and we have 3 categories in case you missed it earlier in the show. And then as soon as I give you the 3 categories, Maddie will tell everyone in the comments section the rules for answering the questions in the comments section. Tonight, our 3 categories, each category with 5 questions. The final question is worth multiple points. The first 4 each are worth 1 apiece. It's an 80s night here on the Midnight Mike Show. So we have category number 1, totally 80s television. Then we have 80s baseball. And then we have totally 80s music. Maddie, please let everybody know. Oh, wait, John, you have a question?
Can I just tag out and put my dad in?
Why, you think your dad can help you on this one?
He'd smoke you guys.
Wait, is he in the room?
Yeah.
Well, if he hears this, it's almost like it's 2-on-1 right now, because all he's going to need to do is kind of signal you the answer.
He won't do that. He's not a cheater. That's why I said, can I just tag him in instead? But no, let's do it.
All right. Maddie, please explain to the chat what the rule is for them. We want you guys to answer, but Maddie will tell you how you can answer.
Just wait until we have done our answers. That's all it is. Because otherwise, if you start firing them off early, it's one of those where, well, I don't think John's a cheater and I know I'm not. It just leaves too much to doubt. And then it annoys me. And then I start yelling at people, which I sometimes think is what you people want.
No, we don't. I don't want you to, but maybe the chat wants you to get riled up. Maybe Matthew wants you to get riled up. We don't know. We don't know who this guy is. He comes in and trashes you all the time. We'll see. All right, Maddie, I think it's fair to let John pick the first category since he. Okay, so John, what are we going with? Totally 80s music, 80s baseball, or totally 80s television?
Let's go with music. I'm pretty good at 80s music.
All right, totally 80s music. Question number 1. This song, with a movie by the same name, won the Academy Award in 1980 for Best Original Song. Once again, for all of you at home, don't answer yet. Wait till they have locked in by holding up their paper. This song, with a movie by the same name, won the Academy Award in 1980 for Best Original Song.
I have my guess. I don't think it's right.
All right, here we go. We'll let John go first. John, what is your answer?
I had 2, but I went with Chariots of Fire, possibly.
Maddie?
I didn't have anything, so I guessed Flashdance.
I'd say Flashdance was closer. Flashdance was closer. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, was Fame.
Damn
I want to live forever.
I forgot that was a movie. I
never even seen it.
It's not the greatest movie.
I forgot there was a movie for that. I remember the show all the time. Okay.
Fame. All right, John, would you want to stick with this category?
Yeah, let's do music again.
All right, 80s music. Question number 2. Aha, known for their hit song Take On Me, is from this European country. Once again, folks at home, Aha, known for their hit song Take On Me, is from this European country. Maddie's locked in. John
confident
writing.
about any of these. Just so it's
And it looks like John is locked in. So we'll bring down the music and we will let John answer first. John, what do you got?
Norway.
There you go, Maddie.
yes, Sweden. Good answer.
All right. So right now we have a 1-0 lead. I'm actually impressed both of you had the Scandinavian countries.
That's where all that
Very-
music came from like
Very
1970 to
good.
1993.
That's where it still comes from today. If you're into heavy metal.
Yeah, that's true.
Matthias also gets a point in the chat there. Scott guessed Sweden, just like Maddie, and then we had a Holland. Fair enough, but Norway was the correct answer. Are we sticking with this category, John?
Yeah.
All right, 80s music. Question number 3. Huey Lewis and the News scored their first Billboard Hot 100 #1 song with this song from Back to the Future. Huey Lewis and the News scored their first Billboard Hot 100 #1 with this song from Back to the Future.
I think I got it.
Maddie is locked in. John writing, he still has some time. But the drums are about to hit, which means it's over. All right. What do you have, Maddie?
Back in time.
John?
Pound of Love.
What is that?
Power of Love.
There you go. Power of Love. It's the power of love. Very good.
Back to
Very
the
good. All right. Sticking here there, John.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 4 in totally 80s music. Here we go. Belinda Carlisle. Oh, wait, real quick. Real quick. Snowball gets a point. Matthias gets a point. Miguel Padilla gets a point. Question number 4. Belinda Carlisle was the lead singer of this group before going solo.
Got it. And I've seen them live.
I'm
Oh,
jealous.
come on. That was easy.
Okay, well, okay. They can't all be super hard, guys. Jesus Christ. What do you got, John?
Go Goes.
Maddie.
Go goes.
All right, it's 3-1. We've got a game now. Maddie's wet his whistle. He's ready to get some points here. Let's go into the chat and see. Hell yeah, guys. Snowball gets a point. Scott Foster gets a point. The Go-Go's is the correct answer. And I'm actually a big fan of the Go-Go's, and I'm jealous you got to see them live.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was really cool. It was in 2006. I actually just found the ticket stub going through stuff.
Was it like most of the original lineup or the?
Yeah, it was all the original lineup. It was the entire lineup.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome. And Scott gets it. Matthias gets it. Yeah, Party with Peg and Artie. Belinda Carlisle was hot. Not going to argue there. Are we going with the final multiple point question in this category?
Yeah, let's do it.
All righty. Here we go. This question is worth up to 5 points. Up to 5 points. The final question in totally 80s music is: name the top 5 selling albums, excluding soundtracks, of the 1980s. Once again, for all of you at home, name the top 5 selling albums, excluding soundtracks, of the 1980s. And this one, there's a few I expected, but a few shocked me, I'll be honest. Scott comes in. Who's talking, Peg or Artie? And it turns out Peg is talking. Thank you for being here, Peg.
Crap.
Now, Peg and Artie, are both Peg and Artie Jets fans, or is just Peg a Jets fan? I don't know. We'll find that out.
All right.
All right, we all locked in?
I guess.
I got 3.
You got
Go
3?
ahead.
What are your 3?
So obviously Thriller. It went double diamond. 20 million albums sold. So gotta go with Thriller. Then I had Poisons, Open Up and Say Ah, and Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet.
And you got one right. Maddie?
I only got Thriller, so.
Well, that's a point. All right, here we go. The top 5 selling albums excluding soundtracks. Number 1, Thriller, Michael Jackson. Number 2, Back in Black, AC/DC. Number 3, Bad, Michael Jackson.
Damn it.
Number 4, Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. Number 5, you ready for this one? Brothers in Arms, Dire Straits.
Wow.
Never would have gotten that.
Yeah.
Never, me neither. And I have the album on vinyl. Never would have guessed that.
I
Never in a million years.
Not top 5 albums of the 80s big. That's impressive.
Scott got Back
Wall
in Black.
79.
Matthias, come on. There's no way you knew Brothers in Arms. I mean, we all wanted our MTV, but let's be honest. Let's be honest here. All right, right now, after that category, the score is 4-2 in John's favor. So, John, you can pick totally 80s television or 80s baseball.
Scott, I'm 100% wrong. That
Let's go baseball.
All right, baseball.
Yeah, speaking of baseball, the Argos beat the hell out of my poor Sea Dogs.
Oh, did they?
9-run 7th inning with a grand slam thrown in just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, the Yard Goats have been playing quite well this year.
Maybe the Rodgers will stop sucking in the future.
No.
I lied. Peg's doing whatnot moderating. Peg's a converted Giants fan. Oh, like Bobby Midnite and Mets. Although I don't want to compare her to Bobby Midnite and Mets. That's not fair. Love that album. It's a great album. Like I said, I own it on vinyl. It's out in my living room. All right, we're moving to 80s baseball. Question number 1. Which player hit the most home runs in the 1980s? We're going to keep it easy. Whoops, sorry. Which player hit the most home runs in the 1980s? John is locked in.
I think I'm ready.
All right. All right, Maddie, why don't you tell me what you got?
Wade Boggs.
Slap hitter.
What do you got there, John?
I do have the Red Sox as well, but Dwight Evans.
The correct answer with 313 home runs in the 1980s is Phillies Mike Schmidt.
Damn.
Mike Schmidt is the correct answer.
Yeah, go root for your Phillies, Mike.
Not my Phillies. They're my second team. Scott Foster got it. Point for Scott. Good job. Bobby's got bigger tits. Good stuff. Good stuff. Are we sticking with this category? Oh, no. Maddie. No, wait. Neither of you got it.
Nobody got it.
Okay, so, John, you want to stick in baseball?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Question number 2 in 80s baseball. What team lost 21 straight games to open the 1988 Major League Baseball season? What team lost 21 straight games to open the 1988 Major League Baseball season? Remember, everyone in the comments, wait until they're locked in, and then you can answer all you want. And hit the like button. John's locked in. Maddie is locked in, I believe. So we can, well, we're done. All right. Maddie, who do you got?
Cubs.
John?
Baltimore.
There you go. The Baltimore Orioles. Could you imagine? You're so excited for baseball season to start, and then your team loses 21 of their first 21 games. Like that's gotta be the worst.
It's hey, actually, ironically, that was our 20 and 20.
No.
What, lose 14 straight, then you win a game and you lose Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. Well, okay. I thought you were talking about the Red Sox because we were in baseball talk.
Yeah, we tanked intentionally that year though, so it was all good.
Yeah, every team tanks intentionally when they suck. Scott Foster gets a point. Miguel Padilla gets a point. Matthias gets a point. Good job, guys. Jets Worldwide and Party with Peg and Artie, you were off, but we got another question coming up. Sticking with baseball there?
Yeah.
All right, question number 3. What team won the most games in the 1980s? What team won the most games in the 1980s? Oh, Nick, where have you been? It is so good to see you. I talk to you on X every now and then. Good to see you. Maddie was talking about you earlier. Maddie's locked in. What's up, Jets Poughkeepsie? We saw you in here earlier. All right, here we go. Who do you got, John?
Wasn't it the Mets? They were pretty good in the 80s.
Maddie?
I went with the Mets too.
They may never have won a World Series, but with 854 games won, it's the New York Yankees. I've said this before on the show, Maddie.
I don't listen to you on this show.
They are the most winningest team of the 80s, and it's the one decade where they never won a World Series.
2010. 2010.
I don't really pay attention to that. Anything
when you talk about the Yankees, it's like when you talk about Aaron Rodgers being mad at the Jets. I don't care.
Look, Maddie, success.
Stephanie Stratton won.
Success just comes.
I love how you keep showing that shit when somebody born that year is already in fucking college. Like, holy
I
fuck.
love
Mike,
that at my disposal.
Mike, when those titles were won, I was single digits, dude. It's time to move on.
Look, when my co-host is a Ranger fan, I can use that all I want.
I'm so glad they fired Laviolette today.
Whoa, Tiffany Stratton broke her teeth.
What happened?
Tiffany Stratton broke her teeth.
Who's that?
She's a wrestler. Her teeth are all messed up. I thought you watched wrestling, man.
I stopped in like 2016.
Well, she's the women's champion, and now her smile looks terrible.
Well, she has enough money to go get that fixed. Dark Soldier guesses the Yanks point. Boom for Dark Soldier. Matthias, there you go. Good job. New York Yankees, the most winningest team of the 1980s.
And nothing to show for it. Gotta love it.
You're right. I can't argue that. Are we going to question number 4?
May as well.
All
May as
right.
well.
This one is a Price is Right question. So the closest to the number without going over will get the point. So we're giving out a point unless you both go over. Here we go. In 1988, Kirby Puckett had his best batting average season. What was his batting average? In 1988, Kirby Puckett had his best batting average season. What was his batting average? Maddie's locked in. Please draft O-line is still writing.
Dark Soldier, what did we say?
Maddie, tell him.
Dude,
Tell him.
Fucking seriously, guys.
He's locked in, though. So
yeah,
we're
I
good.
mean, I know it's fine.
I can't even see their answers, honestly. So
Yeah, you're on your phone, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I could cheat if I had to, but
What do you got, John?
333.
333. Maddie, what do you got?
I got 340.
340. The correct answer is 356. Maddie gets the point and gets a little sound effect.
Oh, well.
5-3. 5-3. We have one final question in 80s baseball. Are we going with that, Maddie? Because you now control the board.
Sure.
All right, here we go. This question is worth 3 to 5 points, and I'll explain when we're done. There's kind of an asterisk in here, but I'll explain it when we're all done. So you can put up to 5 names, put it that way. But I'm really asking for 3, but whatever, we'll get to it. All right, here we go. Name the top 3 players with the highest batting average during the 1980s. Overall in the 80s. Name the top 3 players with the highest batting average during the 1980s. Now, don't put it in the Say it again, Maddie.
It was a 3 or 5.
You can put up to 5 because there's an asterisk. I could give me 5 names. Now, guys, once again, in the comments section, don't write anything. We're going to give them a little time here. They have to write 3 to 5 names. Maddie's locked in. John is not yet, folks. Oh, he's locked in. Terrific. All right, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Do me a favor. I come up with all these trivia questions. I love to continue doing things like this, but I'd like to see you guys. I'd show your appreciation by, for free, hitting the thumbs up. It's not that hard. All right, here we go. John, give me your 3 to 5 names.
So Wade Boggs, Tony Gwynn, Puckett, and then I think it was Daryl Smith was one of them, and that's all I got.
Who was the last one? Sorry.
Smith.
First name?
The guy for the Cubs. I don't remember his name. I know he was a good hitter. I don't know. If you don't want to take it, it's fine.
Maddie, what do you think?
I'm fine with that. I mean, well, I have a Smith on my list too, so.
Well, let's see. What's your Smith's first name?
Ozzy.
Incorrect. So should we give him a point for just saying a last name?
I don't care. It's your call. I don't want to weigh in on this because it's not like I'm an impartial judge.
Chat, do we give John the point?
Well, if you can write, it was just a guess.
I'll tell you right now, you got four of the 5 if we count Smith.
Nice.
Maddie, who do you got?
I got Mattingly, Schmidt, Puckett, Strawberry, and Ozzie Smith.
And you got 2.
Okay, so
I'll just take 3 points then, since I didn't get the first name.
Okay, so here's how it worked, guys. Wade Boggs is number 1. He hit 352. Tony Gwynn is number 2. He hit 332.
I should have known that.
Then the guy he was talking about, Dwight Smith, hit 324, but it's an asterisk. He only played in 1989, then played into the 90s. So they're counting. When you look up best batting averages of the 80s, he comes up at number 3 because he only played 1 year and hit great that year. But then tied at 4th is Kirby Puckett and Don Mattingly with 323. So that's why it's like a 3 to 5. When I looked it up, I was like, motherfucker.
Well, you actually just kind of did give us Kirby Puckett with the batting average question. You kind of gave us that one, so that's why I guessed him.
No, because originally I had Boggs, Gwynn, Dwight Smith. Then I looked it up and I was like, Dwight Smith.
Yeah, the asterisk one. I like that you gave him that couple extras.
Well, yeah, and I was like, I looked it up and I was like, he only played 1 year. Who was 4th? And then I saw Kirby Puckett and Don Mattingly were tied. I was like, God damn it. This has turned into a 5-point thing.
Well, John's still kicking the shit out of me 8 to 5, so.
You're right. I love how you keep track. All right, folks. All right. We're down to our final category. Scott Foster, Tony Gwynn, point. George Brett, no. Wade Boggs, point. Rod Carew, no. And Maddock, no. Madlock,
Carew was 70s, right?
He might have played a couple years in the 80s early, I think. But.
Ricky Henderson, Pete Rose, no idea. No idea hit close. He was at like 315.
He was 7th.
Yeah, exactly. Tony Gwynn, good job, Miguel. All right, guys, let's move it along down here. I might be dipping into the 70s. Yes, you are. Final category. Here we go. This will determine it all. Remember, the last point is worth multiple points. Here we go. Totally 80s TV. Question number 1. Here we go. What was Bud Bundy's alter rapper name? What was Bud Bundy's alter ego rapper name?
I can even give you nicknames Kelly gave him.
All right, it looks like everybody's locked in. Yes. All right, here we go.
John looks so annoyed.
All right, here we go. John, what do you got?
I never watched Married with Children enough to know it.
Make that a priority, please.
Yeah, dude. It's never too late to change.
It's never too late. Maddie, what do you got?
That would be Grandmaster B, also known as Bedwetter B, if Kelly got her hands on him.
That's true. And I feel like so many other people called him so many other names.
Yeah, like Big Loser B. Like he had so many other nicknames.
Did you ever see Rookie of the Year?
No.
Okay, it's the kid who could throw fast because his arm, and his name was Henry Rowan Gardner, but everyone called him Rosenberger. It was the same thing with Grandmaster B.
I gotcha.
All right, here we go. Question number 2. Craig T. Nelson coached which football team on the sitcom Coach? And I'll give you a point for the college name or the mascot. One or the other. Everyone at home. Craig T. Nelson coached which college football team on the sitcom Coach? All right. What do you got, John?
Minnesota State.
Point.
I just took a gamble and said Bears.
The correct answer is the Minnesota State Screaming Eagles. There you go. Guys, you got to watch some more Coach. Actually, if you have to watch anything, watch Married with Children. Do that before you watch Coach. But still. Real quick, Scott with a point on Minnesota State and Miguel with a point earlier for Grandmaster B. Great job, guys. John has disappeared up there.
Yo, when you lean back, you're just gone, dude.
I just got back on my couch.
All right. I think this one might be a little easier for you guys. Here we go. Samantha Maselli and Jonathan Bauer were the children on this 80s sitcom. Samantha Maselli and Jonathan Bauer were the children on this 80s sitcom. Maddie's locked in. Remember, chat, wait till both players are locked in. They're both locked in. You can come in with your guesses. That is absolutely fine. And what do you got, John?
Who's the boss?
Maddie?
Who's the boss?
And that's when I could stand Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, exactly. Where she started panhandling for her kid's baseball team.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she put up like a GoFundMe for her kid's like little league baseball team.
Like 2 or 3 years ago. I remember that.
Everybody was like, "Bitch, you have a lot of money. What are you kidding me?"
That's
like everybody just like the backlash was hilarious. It was like when she gave back her Tesla and bought
a Volkswagen
because Elon Musk is a Nazi. It's like,
yeah.
Meanwhile, she bought a car founded by the Nazi Party.
Right.
Well, but also, it's not like Elon Musk and Tesla didn't get the money for her original purchase of the Tesla.
Yeah, well, but she had to virtue signal that on Twitter, dude. It's important.
All right, guys, question number 4 in this category, and then we get to question number 5, which is worth multiple points. Question number 4 is, this sitcom was a spinoff of the skits performed on the Carol Burnett Show. This 80s sitcom was a spinoff of the skits performed on the Carol Burnett Show. And John looks like he's locked in. Make sure you're hitting the like on your way in if you're watching or anything like that. The thumbs up helps out so much. Here we go, Maddie. All right. John, you know what, Maddie, what do you got?
I have no idea. The Benny Hill Show.
And John?
Simpsons?
That's Tracy Ullman.
That's right. That's the Tracy Ullman Show.
Oh,
I'm dying to know the answer for this.
The correct answer is Mama's Family.
What the hell is that?
I never watched Mama's Family.
Mama's Family was okay, but the Carol Burnett Show was outstanding.
Carol Burnett Show was great.
Yeah.
I just immediately thought of The Simpsons because I know that started out as like a short little skit show.
I remember watching those on Sunday nights at my grandma's house.
All right. This is a 4-point game. It is 10-6. And luckily for Maddie, this next question is worth 4 points. It could go to a tiebreaker. We will see.
Does this phrase "luckily for Maddie" work out for me?
I'm going to say straight up, I think you could get 3 of them, but the 4th, probably not. Here we go. This was ABC's original lineup of TGIF in 1989. This was ABC's original lineup of TGIF in 1989. It's 4 shows. One came on at 8, one came on at 8:30, one came on at 9, one came on at 9:30. Give them time to write, folks. Don't put anything in the comments section yet. John's holding up his thing like he's locked in. Okay.
I was writing I was just writing. I guessed.
Okay, there was guessing going on by John. That's okay. Maddie, are you done?
I guess.
All right, here we go. John, give me your shows. What do you got? What was the TGIF lineup in 1989?
I don't know. I just said Cheers. I know it's an 80s show, so I guessed.
Cheers.
I don't know, man.
Maddie?
I guess Full House, Family Matters, and 8 is Enough.
Wow. Okay, so you got 2 right.
I knew I got 2 of them.
And the third one, 8 is Enough, was kind of close in a way. It was Just the 10 of Us.
Ah, that's right.
So it was Full House.
Number shows.
It was Full House, Family Matters. The last show was Just the 10 of Us. But the third show, the 9 o'clock, Perfect Strangers.
Oh, man.
Perfect Strangers. Wow.
Good. Well, John, you got to be back next week. Take on, get your title challenged.
Dude, time and a half on Saturday. No.
he's taking the crown and he's going home.
Yeah, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Dark Soldier says Family Matters, Full House, Dinosaurs, and Just the 10 of Us.
Dinosaurs
was way smarter with dinosaurs. That seemed more on point than what I guessed. I was out of it.
Dinosaurs was 1993, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it?
Dude.
Yeah, Dinosaurs came into the lineup much later.
All I can tell you is if you ever want to see the funniest thing in the world on YouTube, there's a Biggie, like a hypnotized video done entirely with the dinosaurs footage, and it's hilarious.
Really quick, everybody, I just want to say that tonight on the Midnight Mike Show Trivia, our champion tonight is John Radcliffe. He talked a big game.
Congrats, homie.
He won 10-8 over Maddie, and he may not be able to come back next week, but tonight's Saturday night, which means that I'm sure he can come back another Saturday night eventually and try to defend his crown. John, congratulations.
Well done, dude.
Thanks, Maddie.
All right. So we got to get to Midnight Mike. We got to get to our top 5s and all of that. Maddie, how much time do you have? Are you running out?
10 minutes. So if we can do it fast, cool. But
well, how about we get into the break? John, you want to stick around?
Sure, why not?
All right, we'll get into the intermission report. Dinosaurs had the darkest ending to a TV. Yeah, didn't like a meteor come down and kill them all? I think that was how it ended. I'm almost positive. But okay, what we will do is we will go into the break, and then we're going to bring in another person into the show, into the intermission report, and he will help us with Mike and Maddie's top 5. And yeah, we'll do all of that. But we can't do that without going to the intermission report. So we will see you on the flip side. Start putting your top 5s in, folks. Let's do this.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
All right, let me just clean up my area here and bring in a member of the Midnight Mike Show family tree. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Jets. How you doing, Tommy?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How's it going?
Hey, Tommy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man.
I saw you in here. Did you enjoy Midnight Mike Show trivia?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? And then I started, I was like, oh, okay, I like this. I like this.
Yeah, we do it on the off season on Saturday. During the season, we never have time for games.
Right.
But during the off season, we have some time for some games.
Yeah.
So we try to do that. So here in the intermission report, folks, what we like you to do is put in top 5s that us as a group can come up with very easily. So very generic top 5s. Okay, let's keep it simple for us on the panel. Let's keep it simple for you in the comments, because we want your top 5s also. Once we decide on one and once we come up with ours, we read yours. So let's go into the comments section and see what's going on here. Oh, nothing yet. Now, the worst part is I've had a bunch of top fives that I've written down and been like, ooh, that was a great one. We'll use that. As a matter of fact, I feel like some came from John even. And I wrote them down, and then I come in at some point in the week to clean, my studio, and I end up throwing out the paper. So it is what it is. Hopefully we can come up with a top five. Even if we can come up with a top five by ourselves, that would be good. Maddie, do you remember some of the ones we missed? Or John, do you remember some of the ones that you came up with that we said, that's a great one?
You laughed at the one where I said top 5 celebrities I'd want to throw out of a plane, but I know you laughed at that one.
No, I thought we did that one. I thought we did
one.
top 5 celebrities we would punch in the face, which is like,
it was close enough, but yeah, we definitely did that one.
Yeah.
I don't know then, man.
Have we done top 5 candy bars?
Yeah, we did that. You guys did. That was like one of the first ones you did when I started watching.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was movie theater.
I'm starting to think we've kind of exhausted this shit.
And every time we say that, a bunch of top 5s roll in. That's the problem. But I do agree with you. I spoke to Matty privately and told him pretty soon we're going to come up with a new game for the intermission report so that, we could get things moving. Top 5 candy bars, top 5 human inventions. That's pretty good. Although
I like that one, actually.
Although, isn't that top 5 anything you love? Because anything's a human invention. That's not like a mountain, grass,
I mean, it could be,
like this computer screen in front of me, this keyboard, this Roadcaster, this Miller Lite. Everything is a human invention when you really think about it.
You got a good point there.
Top 5 horror movies. I think
I gave you that one back in Halloween.
Yeah, we did that one. That's been done.
Michael Myers. Halloween was your number 1, Mike.
There you go. Then we did it. Well, but everyone knows that.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
my all-time favorite.
You draft guys, all 3 of you. Actually, Maddie, you could give your opinion too. But Tommy and John, what's your take on trading Brees?
Bye-bye.
Number 7.
Bye-bye.
So you what about you, Tommy?
I think I told you last year that I think they're gonna end up trading him at some point. I don't know if I'd go Gene T because there's a lot of good guys, but trading him, I'm fine with.
I actually just had this conversation in a group chat about Genty. You look at the guy's numbers, they look sick. Then you go and look up every defense he played. The best one they played was a 17th ranked Oregon team who got their ass handed to them a couple times, but were able to outscore other teams. And then literally there was no one in the top 50 defenses Genty played. He then played number 7 Penn State, and he looked exactly like what he was. A third-round back who's being overhyped because he played absolutely no one. And as Jets fans, we all learned that lesson pretty clearly in 2021. This is why I'm always wary about small schools.
And Matthias, as soon as we get out of this intermission, as soon as we do this top 5 and we get out of here, I want to talk the draft with John and Tommy. I want to see, because the draft is this week. So, well, I guess, okay, it's Saturday, but you know what I'm saying. The draft is this upcoming week, and I want to see who these guys want, because then I'm going to go this week, and I'm going to go finally start looking at some legitimate raw footage and then see who I want from what they feed me. Now, I to be fair, I have seen some. Jets Worldwide says top 5 flavors at Baskin Robbins. That would just be ice cream flavors, and we did that. Yep. And we also, yes, we did movie theater popcorn movie theater snacks.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Well, people say that say fire, but that isn't a human invention.
No, Prometheus stole that from the gods.
I mean, you could look at it both ways, because for a human to create fire, was pretty impressive at the time.
Very.
Cave people, like that's pretty impressive. It's like the first person. A wheel doesn't seem like that hard of an idea, but the first guy who came up with it, that saved a lot of people some hard work.
Mike, I don't think the people on North Sentinel Island even know what a wheel is.
Yeah. What am I missing?
That's an island off the coast of India that's got like it's just
forbidden to go there. They will kill you.
It's a cannibal island.
They'll kill you. They'll kill you.
They will kill you, and the Indian government will be like, "We're not going to go get the body."
Wow.
Like they're
savage, man.
They don't have any technology, and the Indian government was like, "They're not coming to invade. Let them chill. Like, don't bother them. They're not bothering us."
That's crazy.
Fascinating.
But
top 5 food. That's pretty decent.
Well, top 5 foods, that's very vague. I mean, we could come up with that pretty quick, couldn't we?
Yeah, we
Just
could.
Top 5 foods. Do you want to try that one?
I'm game.
Okay.
Tommy, you think you could do that one?
Yeah.
I think you guys are gonna have fun with that one because I can't stick around for the entirety of it. So
You
do you want
make
us
sure
to
not to be
start?
nice to the inmates, Maddie.
we'll
Do
see.
you want us to start there, Matty, or are you heading out?
I'm gonna head out, so you guys
Okay.
go ahead. I'll catch the replay later on when I get situated. But guys, thanks everybody tuning in. John, well played in trivia. Tommy, good to see you. Mike,
Thank
always
you.
a
You too, man.
pleasure. If you want to hit me up on Messenger later, Mike, on Google or whatever,
To
we'll talk.
explain the drama?
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
it never ends. So, anyways, guys, have a great night. I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday.
Maddie,
Happy-
real quick before you go.
Hey, Maddie, happy Easter.
Maddie, real quick before you go.
Out work,
Mike said he wants to stream our game.
Oh, what's that?
Mike said he wants to stream our game, you versus me in the show 25.
Oh,
You
when
cool with that?
fucking shellac me? I don't know, maybe. I mean, dude, I'm telling you right now, I play it on fucking casual mode,
Okay.
and I'm booty cheeks in the field. And like I say, the last fucking baseball game I played was bases loaded on my NES.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Yeah, so
I liked Bad News Baseball on the NES.
I
I
probably
like that
have
too.
that. But either way, we'll talk off camera, John. We'll message, bro.
All right, man.
There has to be a mercy rule. I'm telling you that right now. When you're up 14-0 in like the second inning, we're calling that game.
Well, no, he said he's not good at batting. He's better at pitching. So
I'm great at pitching. I'm okay at batting.
Yeah.
I
can
run
pitch really
around
well.
in the field and it looks like somebody just blindfolded like a toddler and was like, "Go find $1 in the park." It's terrible. They just run all over, and I'm like, "Why am I stupid?" So, all right, good night, guys. Happy Easter. I'll see you guys Tuesday.
Night, guys.
Have a good one, Maddie. All right, we're going to make this simple, folks, and then we're going to get back into some Jets talk. We're going to talk the draft, all that stuff. That's why I like this from Matthias. It's so simple. Top 5 foods. What do you want for dinner? What is your top things that you want for dinner or breakfast or lunch? What is your favorites? I'm starting to write mine down. I've got 2, and there's probably going to be a few honorable mentions for me on this one because I'm a sucker for food.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
Let's see. I got 3. I got my 5.
Yeah, I'm good too.
I'm just finishing writing down my 5th one.
And I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody that these 2 are going to come up with stuff, and I'm going to be like, hell yeah, that's an honorable mention. You guys are going to come up with stuff in the comments section. I'll be honest. I went straight with dinner. Okay, I went with entree, dinner. Okay, there's tons of breakfast, tons of I could do top 5 sandwiches. Okay, so if we ever want to go back and just do sandwiches, I could do that too. But
dude, don't get me going on sandwiches, Mike. I'm a sandwich connoisseur.
And different breads. Oh,
dude, you grew up with an Italian grandmama. You're going to get some good sandwiches, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, I got my 5. None of them are sandwiches, but these are my top 5 dinners. And now you guys can do whatever it's just top 5 foods. And please, folks, put your answers in the comments as we will get to them. And as you guys roll in or out, all I'm asking tonight, I'd love super chats. I'd love gifted channel memberships, obviously. But tonight, I just want those thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up and let people know that we are live. And it will help when we go off the air. More people see the show, all of that great stuff. All right. So does anybody have any honorable mentions, or do you just have your top 5s?
I got honorable.
I got honorable mentions too.
All right, John, what are your honorable mentions?
My honorable mention is my grandmother's Parmesan encrusted chicken. Dude, it is out of this world.
Now explain a Parmesan encrusted chicken.
So, like 10 good strips of chicken.
Okay.
And though she makes the sauce from scratch, it's like a Parmesan cheese sauce. It's so good.
So is it different than chicken Parmesan?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was
actually, my dad can explain it better than I can if you want to hear it from him.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You ever go to Longhorn Steakhouse, have the chicken there? It has that encrusted stuff on top of it. It's like a mayonnaise. It's like a mayonnaise and Parmesan cheese, and it bakes in. And it makes this crust on it.
Yes,
dude, it's so good.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
it's fantastic.
My wife makes a good chicken with like a mayo, and then she puts Parmesan
Yup.
cheese and breadcrumbs,
Very
and then bakes
pretty
it.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty similar.
that's pretty much what it is.
Okay. Okay. And that's your honorable mention, John?
Yeah.
Tommy, what's your honorable mention?
Oh, dude, I got like 5.
Give them all to me.
I'm gonna pick. It's a. We used to call them a chicken roll up at the butcher shop. You slice open a chicken breast, flip it open, start hammering it out a bit, flatten it up, put some cheese, whatever you want inside of it, and you roll it up, and then you kind of do it. You kind of put some breadcrumbs over on top of it. Put that sucker in the oven. Oh my god, it's delicious.
Oh, that sounds. This is going to be a problem
Yeah.
because my mouth is just watering right now.
Drink a beer.
Yeah, so it's like almost like a chicken cordon bleu where you cut it open.
Yes. Yeah, you can have like any variation you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Any other honorable mentions?
Yeah, classic, bacon, lettuce, turkey sandwich, tomato sandwich, stuffed shells. I love me some stuffed shells, big old fat Italian boy here.
Yep.
Any kind of I won't say that one because I have one specific one on my list. But I also love a freshly cooked trout, like right out of the river. Throw that sucker right on a campfire, tastes just like chicken. I love it, man.
Nice. Yeah, I see. I'm weird with seafood. I
am too. I don't eat too much seafood.
Me neither. Like I'm like a child when it comes to seafood. Like I'll eat fish sticks, I'll eat tuna sandwiches,
I'll
stuff
die.
like that. Or you know what? I said it on a previous show. I like fish and chips, like a good fish and chips with some malt vinegar.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, actually, can I throw one more in? Because I just remembered something.
Yeah.
My cousin on Thanksgiving, he goes out, kills the deer, makes a fresh venison roll. So fresh venison roll. And so what he does, he makes a half pipe, stuffs it with peppers, onions, cheeses, and spices, wraps it, closes it up, wraps it in bacon, then slowly smokes it. Then he puts it in the deep fryer, then smokes it again for like 15 hours. Dude, the meat falls right apart, and it's so good.
Oh, I love venison. My dad has been a huge hunter since I was a little kid, and there has never been a time where I haven't either had when I lived with him or went to his house and he didn't have like a freezer full of venison. Like I love it. Okay, let's get to our top 5. You guys gave honorable mentions. I didn't get to yet, so I'll start. My number 5 is my mother's, which she gave the recipe to my wife. My wife kicks ass at it, is Swedish meatballs. So the Swedish meatballs, the brown gravy, the egg noodles, I could eat that anytime, and we actually had it 2 nights ago. I love Swedish meatballs. John, what's your number 5?
For me, it's actually fast food. It's my favorite burger. The Wendy's triple Baconator, extra cheese, extra bacon. Got to add extra mayo ketchup with a large fry and a Frosty.
Love the Baconator. When they first came out with that, I was so pumped up. And then Burger King came out with the stacker. And I'm not talking about the stacker they have now. It's smaller. When they first came out, the original like triple or quad stacker.
Is that the one they used to sell like with the rodeo burger was part of that promotion too? I think.
Yes, it was, and that was the one where they actually used the dwarves on the TV to show how big the burger was.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I remember the commercial just being because every time I order a burger, I don't want like veggies. I don't want any of that shit on my burger, and they're just like bacon, meat, cheese, bacon, meat, cheese, bacon, meat, cheese, and stacker sauce.
That's a burger, man.
You got me.
Yeah.
All right. Tommy, you're number 5. Oh, you get
I kind of went to almost the same thing. I'll just go with more of like a generic burger, but you throw some, onion rings and bacon on a burger with some cheese. That's I could eat that every day if I wanted to.
You could.
Yeah, when I do, I've tried to cut out soda and I've tried to cut out fast food. But if I like when I'm like a quick through a Burger King, the rodeo burger, it's tiny. Yeah. But it's so cheap. You could just get it and boom and hit it while you're driving. No problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We're to our number 4s now, folks. And then we're going to get to your top 5s as I go down in the comments section.
Wait, Mike, was the Swedish meatballs your number 5 or was that the honorable mention?
That was my number 5.
Okay. Gotcha.
So now I'm going to go to my number 4, and it's another just simple home cooking kind of, I love it the best in the winter. Swedish meatballs, and then this. My wife's, my mother's, meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Like, I know that sounds like a school lunch, but when it's made right, it's so goddamn good.
Yes.
So that's mine. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Let's go to Tommy. Tommy, what's your number 4?
I mean, honestly, I just want to go back to the mashed potatoes. Like, but isn't the potato just one of the greatest things ever just in the earth?
And you can have it so many ways. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, exactly. I love me some mashed potatoes. Number 4 for me is sweet and sour chicken.
Nice.
Like one of my, if there's like really good sweet and sour chicken, it just hits. You know what I mean? Like a nice fresh grease, with the sauce as well. Love it. Throwing some rice, boom. Eat that sucker all the time.
The funny thing is that there's so many Chinese places out there.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to the point where I can tell if it's a legit Chinese place. And I'm not talking about legit Chinese place that like my old co-host is half Chinese, and for Chinese New Year he'd go to a Chinese restaurant and you can't get sweet and sour chicken there. You can't get General Tso's chicken there. But I'm saying of the top tier Americanized Chinese food places, there's one near my house that's 7 minutes down the road that has spoiled me for every other Chinese restaurant, and their sweet and sour chicken is so outstanding. It's like larger strips.
Yes.
And then the sauce isn't just that standard orange sauce. It's more of a yellowish, and then it has like cherries and pineapples in it.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
I have
So
one
good.
right down the road of my house. It's the same thing, and they'll throw in some peppers and everything on top of like the sweet and sour chicken. It's so good. It's the best I've ever had. It spoiled me.
Absolutely. John, you're number 4.
Before I say my number 4, I just want to say really quick. You guys like rangoons, right? Crab rangoons, obviously the imitation stuff.
Yeah.
I do like crab rangoon. Yes.
There was a place up in Massachusetts, up in Fitchburg. You could buy what was called a monster rangoon. The thing was literally like 7 inches long. It was like almost a pound of just crab rangoons. It was basically a flipped over pizza. It was ridiculous.
It was one crab
Yes.
rangoon. See,
Dude.
but I don't know if I'd like that much. Like I like.
It's excessive, but it was delicious.
Okay.
Okay, so now
like, the smaller ones, because it's the same amount of like the dough outside or whatever that is, the dumpling outside, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know the fried whatever. But go ahead. You're number 4.
All right, so my number 4, basically every kid loves it. Every teenager loves it. Adult, person who's dying, mac and cheese.
Oh, there you go. Absolute love mac and cheese. Now here's the question. If it comes to boxed mac and cheese,
Velveeta.
Me too.
Yes. Same.
Yes.
Dude, you have Velveeta. You can't go back to that fucking crap.
You can't.
You
can't.
can't do it.
No,
And you got it. And you can't follow the instructions. You got to add a little extra milk and butter, make it creamy, and then add your own little extra cheese after and really thicken it up. And that way you're getting heaven in every bite.
You're saying on Velveeta to add milk and butter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mike, I promise you, man.
Mike, it hits.
I promise you, dude. My dad's been doing it since I was a kid, and I'm doing it now on my own.
Are we talking about a splash of milk and a pad of butter?
We're talking a tablespoon of butter with a little extra on it, and with the milk, 1-2 pour. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll hit really, really well. Then you put the cheese sauce in with it, and it all mixes together well.
Okay.
And if you really want to, throw a slice of cheese in, or throw some shredded cheese in too.
Yep.
And trust me, man.
I'm gonna have to try that. The funny thing is that my wife, brought up the kids eating, and this is in my opinion, one of the worst mac and cheeses ever. The Annie's mac and cheese.
What the hell is that?
It's like Kraft except healthy version. and I couldn't even eat it. And when I was a kid, my mom used to have to buy Velveeta for me and Kraft for my sister because I liked, whatever. And then I eventually bought Velveeta and fed it to my kids, and they call it Daddy mac and cheese. And it's literally they won't eat anything.
No, stop. That's what I used to call my dad's mac and cheese.
Really?
Dead ass.
Yeah,
Dead ass, man. It was called the daddy meal.
Well, now
you take the encore chicken dinner and you make it with the mac and cheese.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
I almost bought the Encore rib patties the other day because they're basically like rib patties.
And of course, my dad just says he's got them in the freezer. Of course he does.
They're so good.
They are.
But I'm definitely going to try you guys that whole add some
It's
butter
really
and add
good.
some milk to the Velveeta.
Promise you, man. Promise you.
Okay. All right, we're moving to number 3. This is where I can get a little bit more fancy. My number 3 is any kind of meat, chicken, or whatever at Korean barbecue, where they cook it, where you cook it in front of you, not them. You do it. Do you understand what? Have you ever
I've never
been to
done that. Yeah.
Oh man! And then they
What's
bring
the
out
place in Southington?
so much shit. Like
There you
it's
go.
Really?
but you sit at a table and there's these circular like grills and they heat it up for you and they come in all marinated and everything and you stick it on the grill, you cook it up and it's just outstanding. So Korean barbecue, I love it.
What town are you from, Mike?
Well, I'm from New Jersey.
No. What town are you in Connecticut now?
I don't like to dox myself.
Fair enough.
I am
You ever heard of
literally-
Gobi?
Of what?
Gobi?
Doby?
Gobi. It's in Southington, man. It's Mongolian, but it's the exact same setup and it's delicious.
Oh, is Southington. I might be confusing Southington with Newington. Because I go to Newington all the time because there's a Stu Leonard's there, and it's like my favorite supermarket that ever existed ever.
You're down
I-
84. I know right where you are.
Yeah, no. If you look at the shoreline of Connecticut and you go like directly to the middle, that's where I'm at.
I know right where you are. I'm not going to say.
Okay. But yeah, so Korean barbecue is mine. Number 3. Tommy, what do you got at number 3?
Number 3, I'm gonna go with just a nice cooked porterhouse steak. You got the fillet, and then you got the strip. I know a lot of people love the ribeye is their number 1, but for me, it's always been a porterhouse. Baby, I love that little bone in.
I feel like I've never been able to figure out. I love steak, and I'm talking from like I could get it from a chain restaurant, or I've gone up and ate at where did I eat? My dad brought me to is it Morton's?
Morton
Is that-
Steakhouse?
Yeah. And I love steak, and I never know if it's if I never remember if I got the ribeye, the porterhouse, the New York strip. I just love fucking steak.
Yeah.
Especially, there are when you go to a chain restaurant, give me some A1, give me some whatever, but I like a steak where you don't need anything. Maybe a little salt.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, that's it. John, you're number 3.
It's a tie. It was a tie.
So you've got honorable mentions. You've got a tie at number 3.
Dude, you'll understand. It's slow roast brisket and pizza.
Wait, at the same time?
No, just they're the same because 2 and 1 aren't being topped.
Okay, 2 separate things. What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Oh, dude, for me, it's actually a meat lover's pizza with a white sauce.
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I always go. I'm a simple man. I like extra cheese. That's it. Or
That's it.
if I have to put a topping, I like a pepperoni pizza, or I like a sausage and onion.
That's good too.
Yep.
Yeah. I got everybody's number 3s, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We're moving up to number 2, and mine, in the same vein of Korean barbecue, is steak and shrimp hibachi. So any Japanese restaurant, they come out, they cook in front of you, they build a little volcano with the onions, and then they pour the oil in, and it shoots out the steam and all that stuff. Yeah, give me I want the steak meal, because you always get some shrimp as an appetizer, and then I just get steak as my dinner. And I went to a place like a week or 2 ago with my wife, and I couldn't stop thinking about it for a couple days. So Japanese hibachi, steak and shrimp a little bit of shrimp. Boom. John, you're number 2.
My cousin David's barbecue chicken. It is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
And is it just like, does he cook the chicken whole, or is he just throwing the pieces on the grill, like marinating it?
He just does it. It's his own thing. We all just get out of his way and he just cooks.
Nice.
It's just good. It's delicious. It's fall off the bone good.
Is that like a 4th of July, Memorial Day kind of?
Kind of whenever he wants to, but yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Loving it. Tommy, your number 2?
My number 2 is a bacon cheeseburger pizza. That's they have the little meat slices on there, some bacon, some cheese, of course. It's amazing. And they add French fries. French fries are also on the pizza.
Wow. What
Like,
kind of sauce do they put on? Is it tomato sauce or?
No, it's like it's more of a garlic, I guess. At least the place that I get it to, they use a cheddar cheese kind of topping instead of like a normal cheese.
Uh-huh.
It's very good and low key, man. I've never had like French fries on a pizza before. I'm like, what the hell? Amazing! It's a game changer. It is a game changer.
I'm gonna have to try that too. They at the I was at a place where I know the people who are cooking, and they basically told me that they made a cheeseburger pizza, and I was like, well, what do you put on it? And they say for a base they put ketchup and mustard, then they
Yep.
put the meat,
I haven't had that. Really?
and then they put the meat, the cheese, and the pickles on top.
Really?
And to me, just having the base sauce be ketchup and mustard, that turned me off.
Yeah, mine wasn't like that. I don't know if I don't know if I could do that one either. Mine was more like it was like a garlic and then like a oil and then like a cheddar cheese kind of base.
Okay. All right, guys, we're down to our number one. Then we'll check some of the comments, and then we're gonna get to some Jets talk, some draft talk, all of that, and we'll take your calls if anyone wants to call in. Oh, and then I have my newest segment that I almost forgot about. I'm gonna play you 30 seconds of audio, and you guys are gonna have to tell me: is it a porno or is it Mets 2128 eating a sandwich?
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so it's one or the other. And we're gonna have to figure out what it is. But we're down to our number ones, and then as soon as we get out of the break, we'll do the Mets or porno, and we'll get to Jets talk. My number one, guys, I actually mentioned it a little earlier when he was talking about his what was that chicken?
Parmesan encrusted chicken.
I mentioned this earlier, and it's just been a staple since I've been a little kid. Like at this point in my life, if you said, do you want that steak hibachi or do you want chicken parm? I'd probably go steak hibachi. But overall, throughout my life, chicken parm is just my favorite meal. I love it. And you know what the best part about chicken parm is? I just don't feel like whether you go to an Applebee's or whether you go to a fancy restaurant or someone makes it at home, I just don't feel like you could go wrong. I feel like you can't mess it up. So chicken parm is mine. John, you're number one.
My grandmother's filet mignon.
Oh, nice.
So, dude, it is at minimum. It is at minimum 2 to 3 days just marinating in the fridge. She tenderizes it, she pounds it, she puts all the flavoring and all the sauces in the container, and she lets it sit there. Then she gives it that nice slow roast for a good about 25 to 40 minutes. Not even that long. No. Well, whatever. But then she tops it with onions and onion, mushrooms, and garlic. And dude, literally, you could cut through with a fork. Cut it with a fork, and then nice and tender, juicy, delicious. That's a woman who's been cooking for 70 plus years. You ain't gonna go wrong with that.
I've always loved steaks that have that Parmesan garlic butter on top. Like anything like that, anything with that flavor on a steak, I love.
That sounds good.
Tommy, you're number one.
So number one is it's kind of multiple items. It's made out of birria meat. So it's tacos de birria, burritos de birria, quesadillas. It's really, really good. If you guys have never tried birria tacos or quesadillas.
What is birria? Like, what is it?
So it's a lot of times they use normally it's like a kind of a goat meat, but sometimes you can also use, you can use like cow meat as well. And they basically cook it into it's like a broth. It's like a brothy substance that you basically place. I'm gonna describe it very terribly offhand because I haven't made it. My wife's personally made it, and I love getting it everywhere. And then they use a special cheese as well. I'm gonna.
Do you know how to spell it?
So bad with names. Yeah, it's Birria. It's amazing. The quesadilla specifically is amazing. Probably one of my favorite food. I could eat birria tacos or tacos de birria and quesadillas literally every day. I'll never get sick of it.
All right, so it says, what is birria? Birria is a Mexican dish that originated in the state of, I'm going to mess this up like Miguel Padilla's name. It's a flavorful stew served with a braising liquid where while there are many different styles of birria, as there are towns in the state of Jalisco The variety is made from goat meat, like you said, has
Mhm.
become the most popular throughout Mexico and has even made its way north of the border to the United States. So yeah, it's almost like a goat meat stew.
Kind of like they
You
use
can,
you
you
use
can
the
also put
sauce
on
more of a
tacos and things.
dipping. Like you use the broth more for like a dipping.
Okay.
But the meat is cooked like within that. It's a long process to get the meat, honestly. To be as it just like breaks away in your mouth. You know what I mean? It's so good. And yeah, man, I love it. That's the Latino side of me stepping out.
So you're Latino and Italian
And Irish.
and Irish. Wow.
I'm like the mutt.
There you go. All right.
I'm a
real
mutt, dude. I'm the
real-
mutt.
Yeah, I have like a million things, but they're all European, so I don't feel like it's that different. Whereas if you go Irish, or what kind of Latino?
I'm Mexican, yeah.
So you're going Mexico, Ireland, and then to Italy.
Italy and then Czech. I'm Czech. Well,
You
it's
don't
not
look like
Czech.
you have anything besides European in you, dude.
I know.
I don't have anything aside from European. I'm English, Irish, Scottish, Polish, French, German.
English,
That's about it.
Scotch, German, Italian, and Irish.
All right, real quick before we get out of here, I want to check everyone else. We got Dark Soldier coming in with pizza, grilled cheese made right. What do you guys put on your grilled cheese? Do you grill it with butter or mayo?
Mayo.
I do butter.
I do mayo also.
Is mayo legit?
Yeah, dude, it is.
I found it less than a year ago. I heard about it, did it, and it just it crisps so clean.
Yep.
It tastes so good. I will always use mayo on.
You can't use too much. You use like a light seasoning, even a little less than butter, because it cooks better.
Tacos, steak, and mac and cheese. Matthias comes in with pizza, burger, steak, flounder, spaghetti. Wow, flounder. That's the second, I think, fish that we've gotten. That's not bad. How about top 5 when stoned? Oh, that might be a whole different list because I'm not going to take the time out to make hibachi steak.
Actually,
I couldn't tell you.
Top 5 when I'm stoned, it's like I don't know, frosting out of the can.
Yeah, anything I can get my hands into.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Artie with Peg and Artie says cheeseburger, pork fried rice. There you go. Baby back ribs, raw shellfish. I don't know about the shellfish there.
No.
But the baby back ribs. I think you're on point with that one.
Nothing shellfish for me.
Miguel Padilla comes in, says breakfast tacos. Hell yeah. But I don't think those are Mexican. I think that's American Mexican.
It is, but they're so good.
They are. Lasagna, awesome. I love lasagna. Although when I have lasagna, sausage, not ground beef. Ground sausage.
Ooh, I like that. I do a little bit of both. Throw some ham in there too.
Mongolian beef, chicken pad thai, brisket, HM. What's HM? Am I missing? I know what brisket is.
Honorable mention.
Fried shrimp. That's one of my favorite kinds of shrimp. Fried shrimp with the breaded on the outside. Fries and a Corona. Add in the Corona. Why not? Another Matthias says honorable mention ribs. There you go. Top 5 when stoned. White Castle. Hell yeah! I was wearing my White Castle socks the other day.
Dude, there is no White Castles up by me.
None up here that I know of.
Yeah.
White Castle, baby.
Fair enough.
And there's none in Connecticut, by the way. Every time I go to New Jersey, I come back with White Castle.
I live way too northern Connecticut to even want to attempt that drive.
That's me in New York. Yeah.
Anytime I'm in New Jersey, it's there. It is. Hell yeah, some gabagool. Love gabagool.
Well, Mike, you said a Coors Light?
No, he said Corona.
Oh, Corona. If I'm gonna drink, give me some Johnny Black. Give me a straight whiskey.
I mean, right now I'm drinking a Miller Lite. So I like simple American beer. Sorry.
I haven't had a beer in over 4 years. If I'm gonna drink, it's gotta be straight whiskey.
Oh no, I'm a hard alcohol guy. Absolutely. But the other day, it's like when summer rolls around and like the last 2 days, me and my family spent outside. We have a campfire pit in our backyard. And I built a fire and I looked at my wife. I was like, I am craving a beer. And I just went to the liquor store, bought a 12-pack of Miller Lite, and most of them are still sitting in my fridge, but it is what it is. Hell yes, Miguel, gyros or heroes, as the Greeks will call them. Honestly, I know this is gonna sound like low class, but when I lived in Philly, you go to the grease trucks and you find one of the ones that make gyros, and boom.
Oh,
so
bro, they hit. Yeah, for sure.
Good food, man.
The trucks do have good food.
Good food. Down by
Hell
the
yeah.
New Haven, they got a really good down. They got a whole line of trucks down by Long Island Sound in the shore in New Haven. They got a whole line of trucks down there with all that type of greasy stuff. It's fantastic.
I know that. I know exactly where you're talking about, across from like Jordan's Furniture and all that stuff.
That's right. You're exactly right.
Hey, Dad, do you want to just meet Mike since you're talking to him?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want to meet that asshole, Mike. This is interesting. Tomato soup with egg noodles. I'm not a big tomato soup guy, but if I'm going to have tomato soup, I'm going to be dipping my grilled cheese in.
So here's the man who made me a Jets fan.
Sorry.
How you doing? No,
Nice to meet you guys. How you doing?
Most of our dads made us Jets fans, and we're all miserable because of it.
Yeah, he holds it against me, but whatever. nice to meet you guys.
You too. It builds character being a Jets fan.
It certainly does. It's humbling.
Yes. There you go.
Now you know I'm a Jets fan, Mike. That guy right there.
Well, you know what? We all have to suffer together. Steak comes with melted mozzarella on toasted garlic bread. That doesn't sound bad.
Yeah,
Steakums are good. I got a bad experience though. Last time I had them, they were coming up, man. It was not good.
Real quick. Okay. Reuben sandwich, chicken parm old reliable. Hell yeah. Matt, why do you hate Maddie so much? Thank God Maddie isn't here anymore. Mo, how you doing tonight? It's good seeing all you guys. Now we got to get to some Jets talk, and of course we've got to do some a little game here. It's gonna be fun. Shrimp fried rice. There you go. All right, I'm moving down to the beginning, fan. Oh, here we go. Eagles fan comes in. I haven't been asking for this stuff tonight because I want the thumbs up. But Eagles fan comes through with 5 gifted channel memberships and gets the Jets chant. Jets. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. I believe me, next Saturday is the last Saturday of the month, and I'm going to be pushing for those channel memberships and the super chats and all that stuff. It's also halfway to Halloween. So we're going to be maybe doing a little horror segment on the show. I think we're going to have Mets 2128 come on and eat something ridiculously hot with like ghost pepper or something on it. So that will be fun to watch.
Figures I'm going to miss it.
But thank you. Saturday night shows are always available on the replay. So don't worry about it. You can always go back and watch it. Oh, please tell me this is not true. Oh, Maddie eats fried bologna and jelly. It's so gross.
Fried bologna is good though.
No, fried bologna, not with jelly.
No, but
that sounds just
jelly is insane.
All right, let's get out of here because when we get out of this intermission report, it's going to be about 20 seconds. We're going to be talking Jets. We're going to be talking Jets draft. I'm going to let these two guys, they know way more than I do, inform me on who the Jets should take at number 7 because I don't see a trade down happening. We've all been talking about it, but when every team wants to trade down, nobody's trading down. And that seems like what this draft is turning into. But when we get right out of this break, I have a 30-second clip for you of audio. You're going to tell me, is it porno or is it Mets 2128 eating a sandwich? So we'll get to that. But first, let's get out of the intermission report. We'll see you on the flip side.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
All right, here we go. And I can't think of any better way of celebrating Jesus Christ and Easter Sunday, which is only about an hour and 10 minutes away. As a matter of fact, I might even hear the Easter Bunny leaving baskets and eggs for my kids. It might be happening, but I'm in the studio. And I think the best way to honor the Easter Bunny, the best way to honor Jesus is to guess with this 30-second audio clip. And I want you guys in the chat.
Yeah.
I want you guys in the chat to guess too. Is this porno?
Exactly what's right.
Or is this Mets 2128? If you don't know Mets 2128, you haven't been watching the show long enough. Is this Mets 2128 eating a sandwich? Here we go. Here's the audio, folks. Okay, there it is, folks. That's real audio, whether it's a porno or it's Mets eating a sandwich. So now I need you guys in the chat. Here we go. Oh God, Easter Eve porn. We have a guest. Scott says it's Mets. Miguel having a good time. Okay, Matthias covering his ears. We need to now decide. Is that Mets? I'm glad everybody enjoyed that. Let's go to our panel. Tommy Jets. Is that Mets eating a sandwich or is that pornography?
Man, if that's how he like normally eats a sandwich, I hope I never have to be near him when he's eating anything. I think that's Mets.
Mets eating a sandwich. Okay, yeah. John, what are you thinking?
I pride myself on cunnilingus. That dude's eating a sandwich.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just to prove to you what this is and that I'm not bullshitting you. These gentlemen, are they right? Is it Mets? Yes, that is Mets 2128 eating a sandwich. And basically what I did is I took audio of Mets eating a sandwich. I singled it down to some of the sounds. I singled it down to some. Oh, there you go. It's Mets eating a porno. Well, that's fair. Ears are melting. We just lost 7 viewers. I'm surprised it wasn't more than that. That's how anyone should eat a sandwich. Sandwiches are the best in the world. Yeah, Matthew, on a future top 5, I think we all agreed we need to do top 5 sandwiches. Period. But here, let me just do something for you guys. Here's all the sound. Now, once again, did I mess around with it and add Debbie Does Dallas music in the background? Yeah. Did I mess around with it and add and play sound effects at the correct point? Yeah. But here we go. Remember that little high-pitched sound that you heard that sounded like it could have been a female? That's this sound. Okay, that's Mets. Then this was like the ending sound, like he's finishing. You ready for this? This is the sound. One more time, Mets. Yeah, there it is. And then I had a few other that I added in there, like this one. Or this one. Or this one. And all of that put together with the right music sure sounds a little dirty. And that's what we get. Oh my God, he finished.
Hey, Mike, my comment wasn't inappropriate. Or you're cool with it, right?
What comment?
What I said when I said
No. You can
okay,
say,
good.
That's a cunnilingus is a very technical term.
Yeah, like, you could have gone a lot filthier.
Yeah, you could have gotten filthy with that. You were respectful, actually. Thank you.
Okay, just making sure, man. It's your show. I don't want to overstep the line, especially since you got that whole bullshit community guidelines, all because you watched a horror movie with us.
Oh yeah, well that I got about I got like 70 more days of that.
Dude, that is such bullshit. You didn't do anything wrong.
My I don't know what I can say because I feel like I put it this way. I am under a magnifying glass from this streaming where I'm streaming this show. I don't even say the name. Like where you can watch this show.
Really?
I am under a super magnifying glass and I got a warning STRIKE. And I had to like a video class to remove that. But once I took the class, it was 90 days before it's removed. And since then, they've taken me in the algorithms and beat me down. My numbers have dropped. Now, once again, in the off season, as a Jets content creator, that happens anyway. Right. But also, I mean, I can't even tell you all the things going wrong that I've noticed with my channel since this happened. And it has beaten me to a pulp. And that's why I thank so much all the people watching, hitting that thumbs up and watching and letting people know that I'm live and all that stuff. I feel like once the season starts again and that 90 days will be up before the season starts, and I think I can hopefully get back on pace to how I normally been going. But Tommy, it's been brutal.
That sucks, man. I didn't know that. That's terrible.
I didn't realize you also wearing a Coach shirt.
I don't think that playing that Mets clip is going to help me at all.
Probably not.
Oh, Matthias doesn't want to see or hear. You asking if your comment is inappropriate, but he's playing food porn. Come on, man. Fair point. Fair point.
Heyman screwed him again.
Yep. YouTube Gestapo. Oh, I said it. Gestapo shadow ban. Yeah. Oh, I said that. I didn't want to say the Y word and I didn't want to say the SB word. I didn't want to say any of that stuff. But okay, guys, what I'm going to do is I doubt Mets is going to come in after that. I'm going to put the link in the description anyway. We got a little time left. If either of you guys need to leave, please let me know. But I'm going to put this link in the description. See if Mets calls in so that we can ask him about that if he does. But guys, the draft. Let's just assume we're taking number 7 because every team anybody I talk to of any team wants to trade down. And like I said, if every team wants to trade down, no one's trading down. And if any team's going to be able to trade down, it's going to be a higher pick than 7. So we've heard from John recently, but Tommy, give us your thoughts. If we have to pick at 7, give me like your top 3 guys that you'd want at number 7.
I mean, ideally, I want this Armand Mambao kid from Missouri. I think he's a really good tackle prospect. He's very young, but he's not raw. He's a monster. He's a monster.
Great upside. He's my number 1.
Yeah, and I
he's your number 1?
Yeah, Mogbo. Yeah, dude, kid's a beast. Well, actually, my number 2, but Campbell will be gone by the time we're picking.
Campbell's my number 2, and I think he's.
Well, that's why I'm saying Mogbo's my number 1.
Yeah,
because he ain't gonna be there. So
you both think Campbell will be gone before he can get to number 7?
Yeah, he's going to that team we all love to hate.
Patriots.
Yeah.
All right. Any more?
Oh, 3. I forgot you said 3. Sorry, bud.
Not.
I don't, man. I know Jet fans aren't gonna like this, but I'm not a huge tight end in the first round guy. I'm just not. I'm really not. Especially how unicornish the guy has to be. Brock Bowers is literally a unicorn. We saw what happened with Kyle Pitts. Not necessarily, and they called him a unicorn forever.
Well, I don't really think it's Kyle Pitts' fault. They did not use him. They did not use him well.
It's not, but I just don't know, man. I don't know if Warren really fits that. Personally, I would the defensive part of me, I would really want to get Will Johnson from Michigan, the cornerback. I think he's an elite cornerback. However, I would not be upset if they got Tet. I would really like to try to get Tet McMillan too, for the wide receiver.
All right, John, your response to that or your top 3? It seems like you guys both had the same 1 and 2.
Yeah, so realistically, like I said, I'm not a tight end guy. I think the kid's good, but like I told Mike before, this draft is literally going to be the difference between a soft rebuild, which the Jets can totally do if they hit this draft well, and a hard rebuild, which it's the Jets. Realistically, that's going to be it. So I'm not even thinking about – I'm thinking more down the line, maybe this 3rd round. Take a shot on a quarterback like Will Howard, or maybe take one of the other guys in the mid-round, just so you can have some type of succession plan, some type of backup. Because if the Jets are terrible this year, you can have a young quarterback next year and another young quarterback, and you can maybe see what you got in both of them. And then, honestly, for the defensive side of the ball, there's a lot to do. We need linebackers. We need safety. We could definitely use another corner. There's too much. There's a lot to do.
So you guys want to go with Membu or Warren, but you think Warren will be gone. So you're both
Campbell
of you
will be
agree.
gone. Campbell will be gone.
Campbell will be gone. Okay. But you both think that if you would both be extremely happy if Membu was the guy that we drafted at number 7, that'd be a good spot. It'd be a good get at that position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you win in the trenches. That's been football forever. The game can change, but it's always in the trenches is where you win. I mean, look at Super Bowl III. Dave Herman shutting down Bubba Smith. That saved the day for the Jets.
And John, you disagreed with the cornerback pick at number 7?
Oh, he's a Michigan guy. He can go die in a hole.
Oh, is it just because he's a Michigan guy?
Yeah, dude. No, I hate them so much. I don't want them on my team ever. I mean, come on, man. Look what a Michigan guy did to us for 21 seasons.
Well, real quick, Havmo comes in and he says, you think Graham will be gone?
I'm not.
At 7?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm not entirely too. I think it's a lot. I think this is a draft where there's a lot better talent at the defensive line position later in the draft than there is offensive line. Based on everything.
It's all upper lineman early, then defense more in like this late second to early third and fourth rounds.
Yeah, there's a lot more defensive line talent in this draft that you can get on day 2, day 3.
We got to go O-line. That's apparent. Because can we really trust? Can we trust AVT to stay healthy? Last year he was rough. Can we trust John Simpson again? I don't know. What was his name? Myers, the center we got from Green Bay. We can flip him to guard, maybe. So I mean, but also you got to remember who was Myers' quarterback in college? Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because him and Garrett and Justin Fields.
Rodgers,
okay, yes, absolutely.
So I mean, I love Tippin at center, but Tippin also played guard. So we actually are in a decent situation where we can mix and match that a little bit. And if we get another tackle, suddenly the offensive line could be young and decent. And that, like I said, that could be a soft rebuild versus a hard rebuild. Because if you have the old line in place like the Detroit Lions did, you can then have the luxury of trying to hit on skill players. And to be honest, they hit on everybody, which is so freaking rare.
What do you guys think? I'll start with you, Tommy. Of what Miguel's saying here, you're going to pay McMillan wide receiver 1 money to be a wide receiver 2.
Man, people are really not going to like my Garrett Wilson take.
Oh well, I mean, I don't mind hearing it.
I don't think Garrett Wilson's a real wide receiver 1. I think he is a wide receiver 2. I think he's a wide receiver 1 based on how often he has to be fed the ball. I think he's made some really great plays. I mean, obviously, catch of the year last year, and I would say in 2023 too. But other than that,
real quick, to be fair, and I'm going to be fair, that catch could have in any other game been called out.
I tend to agree with you.
I'm just saying. I mean, I love it. I play it all the time on this show. It was spectacular. Regardless, it was a spectacular catch of whether he was in or out.
It's one of the
But once again, I think Garrett's a good receiver. But so what would you think if McMillan comes in? He's going to be wide receiver 1 over Garrett?
I think he could be, man. Honestly, I mean, I know a lot of issues that happened with Devontae and Garrett was really. I mean, as much as I really do love Garrett, he was throwing a hissy fit because he stopped being the wide receiver 1 once Devontae was there. And I love Garrett. Like, he's the only current Jets player I even have a jersey of. So that's in, you know what I mean? So I just don't see. I think he's a product of forced production rather than actual talent.
John, your rebuttal?
Okay, dude. First off, Buckeyes fan. I watched that kid kill as a freshman. I know he's not a product of being forced the ball. Straight up. And why was he pissed off? Because you can literally go through and look at games where he is wide open. And Rodgers just like, hey, there's my buddy. I'm going to throw to Devontae Adams. Garrett Wilson was phased out numerous times. My dad doesn't watch the game much, and even he's like,
Garrett was, hold on, John. Garrett was phased out because Aaron Rodgers was forcing the ball to Devontae towards the end of the season.
I know, I just said that.
No, but that has nothing. I don't think that has anything to. That's not Garrett being phased out. That's him forcing the ball to Devontae Adams. Garrett could make these a lot like the same catches.
Right. But the problem is he was intentionally phased out and he wasn't force fed the ball. The kid would get catches and he would get plays. That's what he was always good at. He's a playmaker. He can go deep, but his whole attack has always been 5 to 7 yards and making shit happen with his feet because that's what he was always great at in college. That's what he's great at in the pros. He's great at making people miss.
I don't disagree with that aspect. I just
That's what he's always been, and that's where your guys. That's where you get your 100 catch guys, and that's what he's always been.
To work on the nuances of the game. How many times did we see him in huge moments last season? Let's talk about before he stopped getting fed the ball. In big moments last season, he either had a 1 foot in bounds, 1 foot out of bounds in crucial situations multiple times, and he also ran the wrong route a couple times too.
So you're not wrong. I'll give you that, but I'm not going to sit here and say he was being forced the ball because Tyler Conklin was given the ball quite a bit and couldn't do what he did. I mean, when we still had
he's super talented. He's super talented.
Yeah, when we still had Elijah Moore, we were trying to get him the ball. He wasn't making catches when he was open.
I mean, awesome. Alan Lazard.
Lazard was.
Yeah, Mike, we all know you called him get like his 8 touchdowns. He did, but he also dropped a shit ton of passes.
Yeah, he did. He did.
You and your man, dude. You and your boner for Alan Lazard.
Let's not. Once again, it's all fake because I was the only one defending him as a legitimate wide receiver 3 option. So it's once again I was forced into defending him more than I actually like him. So that's kind of what happened there. But really quick, before we move on with this, we have someone we need to bring in. And I don't know if he heard what we did earlier, but I still need to ask him about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little Mets 2128.
Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are
How you doing, Mets?
Wild ending to WrestleMania.
So did you see my segment earlier with you?
Missed it.
Oh, too bad. I played some audio, and the audience had to guess whether it was a porno or whether it was you eating a sandwich. And it was just audio. And everyone guessed right, Mets. It was you eating a sandwich.
Well, in any case, Heyman is now sided with Rollins.
Like he just no-sells it. Boom! No, go. Tell us what happened at WrestleMania, Mets. Tell us what happened.
Main event ending is like this. Punk, Rollins, and Heyman Reigns are down. Heyman gets a steel chair, slides it to Punk. Then he hits Punk in the balls, gives it to Roman, who whacks Punk repeatedly with the chair. Then he turns his attention to Rollins. Heyman low blows Reigns. Rollins takes the chair, curb stomps, wins the match. And Heyman's just sitting there in the corner, smiling like a sicko.
I thought Jey Uso won the world title.
He did.
This was the part of the Faber storyline.
It was a triple threat.
Wait, so there were 2 world title matches on night 2 men's?
No, Cena and Rodgers tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
This was just a triple threat.
Rollins Reigns as part of a favor that was owed to Punk.
Okay, so this was just a triple threat match, but it wasn't like a number 1 contender or anything?
As far as
Who's better? Who's the man? That's all it was.
Wait, Mets, did you get a haircut?
Yes.
So did I. I know John didn't, and it looks like Tommy's rocking long hair.
I am. First time in a long time.
Holy crap. It's like 2 sides of the screen. Me and Mets are all like ready to go in the military, and then you guys are ready to go to Woodstock. Fucking hippies.
Mike, you're no longer one of us with great hair, man.
I had to cut it off. It was too long. It was down to here.
I know. I saw it.
I couldn't
and
do
I was
it
praising
anymore.
you for having great hair, but you're not one of us anymore.
When mine gets too long, it's usually up down to here in the front.
Well, real quick, Mets, during the show, John saw, who'd you see get their teeth kicked in?
Tiffany Stratton got her teeth knocked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Mets, did you see that?
I saw the kick, but I didn't see the teeth.
Her front teeth are broken, dude. They're fucked up good. Like she's a vampire.
Oh.
Those things are sharp.
I'm gonna have to remember that name because what was it, Tiffany Stratton?
If you need to remember anything, just remember Tiffy time. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
Because I know, well, I just want to, after this show is over, I want to go and check out try and see if I can see that highlight. Because I'm always down to check out real injuries. Real quick, we talked to John about it, and I talked with Maddie about it earlier, but I didn't get to talk to Tommy or Metz about it. Tommy, real quick, the Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Glenn thing. How much truth do you think is in what Aaron Rodgers said?
I don't know, man. He's like a lover scorned at this point. I don't think the Jets handled it too great either, to be honest. I really don't think Glenn should have been there. I think the GM should have been there because he's the guy who's going to be paying the contract and all that stuff. And if they were gonna release him, like if that was the plan to release him or whatever, or not, bring him back, then I think Mogi should have been there. But other I don't know, man. It's always some type of fucking bullshit with the Jets in the offseason. There's literally they can't get out of the spotlight.
Do you want to know what I think? I think it was like, once again, I don't think the Jets handled it correctly either. If what Aaron Rodgers is saying is true, once again, it could be complete bullshit. We don't know. But looking at this quote, the main thing I saw was in the middle where it says, I'm talking to the GM, and Glenn leans to the edge of his seat and says, are you sure you want to play football? And I said, yeah, I'm interested. And he said, we're going in another direction. My thing with this is that I think that they went into that meeting saying, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't give us an enthusiastic yes, even if he gives us a 90%, if 10% of that, we feel like he's being like, meh, about it, gone. And when Rodgers says, yeah, I'm interested, as soon as he adds, I'm interested, it means he could pull another fucking Aaron Rodgers, and that was probably the end for them.
Right. So
that's how I think, if what Rodgers says is true, I think was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think if he didn't emphatically answer, yes, I'm ready to be a Jet, I want to help the team, gone.
I think you're probably right, Mike. Honestly.
Indecisiveness is not what this team needs at the moment, and we don't need more of these prima donna bullshit antics.
Yeah,
I mean, we're just pulling with the Steelers right now. The Steelers have all but said, nah, fuck you. We'll go get Shedeur Sanders in the draft if he keeps falling.
Yeah.
Because that's the latest mock, is now Shedeur to the Steelers, which actually would probably be the best place for him to go.
What's up, Mike?
Metz, did you hear about it, this Aaron Rodgers thing?
Not really, but if I did, it just makes Aaron look worse than he already is.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it helped Aaron. Like, even his own story. That's the worst part. It's his story, and he looks kind of bad in the situation.
Wasn't there like a tweet where he said that he would rather have a phone call than or something that?
Well, that's the thing. He said, and that's another thing. He sat here and said, oh, I thought, I flew all the way across the country for them to tell me in person for 20 seconds, we're not using you, get out. They could have done this over the phone. But then when he was with the Packers, he complained that all they did was tell him over the phone.
That's what it was. Okay.
And someone in the chat brought it up earlier. If they would have called him over the phone, he would have went on Pat McAfee and he would have complained that, oh, well, they called me on the phone. They couldn't even talk to me in person like a man. So it was like a lose-lose situation in the whole thing.
One word, petulant. That describes Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I used to love Rodgers, but I can't do it, dude.
Well,
I can't do it anymore.
I don't know if you know this, but I've told Mike this. I've been straight up. I never wanted Aaron Rodgers. I was never happy he was a Jet. When he tore his Achilles, I had to keep myself from cheering because I would have gotten jumped at the stadium. But
hold on, John, that's going too far. Because our other
I'm joking, obviously, but I never wanted him.
Wilson.
I didn't want him either. Funny enough, I wanted Derek Carr, and that did not work out well for the Saints.
I kept using memes to tell people, yeah, they're not coming here. And because I didn't want to blow up the roster that the team had at the time. 4th youngest in the league, and you're showing a lot of promise. There's no need to go all in right now. It was dumb. I never got the idea, the thinking, why are you taking the 4th or 5th youngest roster in the league and trying to go all in right now?
Because John, at the time we needed a quarterback. If you're thinking back to last season where everything went wrong.
No, I'm thinking back to 23.
Yeah, but
I kept telling myself,
going into that season with Aaron Rodgers, we had a top 5 defense. We had Greg the Leg, who was hitting field goals like money. We had a great running back in Brees Hall at the time. He was running the ball well, and he wasn't fumbling as much. And all those things went to shit the year Aaron Rodgers was healthy. That's a big problem. Like when we had a top 5 defense, we had an awesome kicker, we had a good offense where we had some good hands, we had a good running back, but we had Zach Wilson at quarterback. Everyone's sitting there going, we need a good quarterback. So it was Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers. We weren't going to take Garoppolo or one of these other jabronis.
I would have, honestly.
Come on. You're going to take
dude, I'm dead serious, man. I didn't want Aaron Rodgers because I know he had the thumb injury, but even when he came back, he was out of sorts. And when he was at the end of Green Bay, remember, it was never Aaron Rodgers' fault. It was everybody else's fault. He had a top 3 offensive line when he was in Green Bay. The line's not giving him enough time. And also, while I kept telling everybody, if the Jets don't fix their offensive line, Rodgers is going to be out by game 4. Not snap 4, but here nor there. But I didn't quite think we were there yet. I understood the team had promise, and I kept saying 1 to 2 more years of the rebuild, and that's all they needed.
Real quick, Miguel comes in. He says, there was no good way to release Rodgers. He would have whined if they would have called him instead of meeting him in person. Ripping the Band-Aid off was the best choice for the Jets. And I agree. If you want to move forward, regardless, I thought there was pluses and minuses on both sides. The pluses with keeping Rodgers would have been for 2025 and 2025 alone. The pluses to releasing Aaron Rodgers is looking towards the future. Like you said, rip the Band-Aid off, move to the future. If you're looking to do that immediately, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams have to go. So I completely understand both sides. It was a very weird situation that the Jets were in this year. And whatever choice you pick, if it works out for the Jets, Aaron Glenn is a genius. If it doesn't work out for the Jets, Aaron Glenn's an idiot. So it's like, once again, as Jets fans, it is what it is. And if the Jets are, and the worst part is, Jets fans, if we're 1-4 at the beginning of this season, Aaron Glenn is going to get attacked immediately. Like, it's not going to take long. Jets fans are impatient, and they have to be patient. That's the problem. We're in a soft or hard rebuild, depending on which way we want to take it, right, John?
Pretty much. But as for Aaron Glenn, like I said, I see him as a patsy hire, but I don't blame him for the situation that's going on. It's not his fault. I'm not going to be mad at him. He's inheriting a roster that is one of two things: going to be A, motivated to play, or B, just doesn't want to be here. There's really not much of an in between, because we saw that last year after Saleh was gone. If he can get the defense to be motivated again, it's definitely going to help. But I'm not going to be that guy who sits here and blames Aaron Glenn, because he's walking into a disaster. Or
yeah, but I'm not talking about you personally.
He's walking into a could-be disaster.
No, but I'm talking about Jets fans.
I am a Jets fan, dude.
Jets fans give people 4 to 5 games, and after that, they've made their decision, and usually they're booing. So it just is what it is. But we are getting pretty late here, so I want to start letting some of you guys go. I appreciate you all being here. Mets, is there anything else on WrestleMania you want to tell us?
Love you, Dub.
Well, it's still Tippy time. New Day are tag champs, even though they had to play a shortcut. We didn't get the mask rip off to reveal Grande Americano is actually Chad Gable, and now Ray Phoenix may have a busted ankle because of the metal plate in the mask.
And what match are you? What is the number one match you're looking forward to tomorrow night?
If I had to guess, make my choice.
No, not guess. I'm asking you. What is the match you want to see tomorrow night?
Cena Cody, I guess.
I mean, that's going to be the main event, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mets, thank you so much. Maybe I'll end out the show playing that clip one more time. But I do love you, Mets. I do it all because I love you.
I know.
All right. Have a good night, Mets. And I did watch all those Diablo videos. I loved them.
Including the one where I told my dog no.
Yep. And the one where someone came in and you had to get up and tell them, hey, like, I'm making a video here. Can you get the hell out of here? Yeah. Well, thank you, Mets.
All right.
Have a good night. Enjoy WrestleMania. All right. John, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. You are, as of right now, the Midnight Mike Show Trivia Champion. But as Maddie has said, if you don't show up for your fight, you can't defend the title. So next week we may have a new champion, but you are welcome to come back any Saturday night and take it to them.
Hey, I'm cool. Transitional. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. We will be in touch, John.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Tommy, I'm looking forward to hopefully having you on some more shows. You said you're going to be available more often. You're going to start setting up your studio and getting all that stuff working. And real quick, what was the pictures you were putting out from, like, what, Delaware football?
Yeah. I went to their spring game yesterday. It was a long drive.
So I was not even aware that colleges had spring football.
Yeah. They'll have practices, and then some schools
like
will do
scrimmages
spring games. Some of them are scrimmages, some of them are games, like actual games that they do. But like it varies by school. Some schools stopped doing them completely now because of the transfer portal, and they don't want to lose guys and all that. It's really interesting stuff.
Well, I mean, what if one of your main guys gets injured in spring football, but you need him for the fall?
Yeah, that's an issue too. One of the other schools I cover, Syracuse, they just lost their best, I would say arguably their best returning player to the transfer portal. He transferred, he didn't play in the game and then just left. So college football is getting very interesting right now with that stuff.
Real quick, Matthias came in and said, I'll throw you the truth. I believe Woody didn't want him and it was over. I agree I think Woody did have a lot to say with it, because I think he took a lot of offense to what was clearly a joke that Aaron made about a kid firing him or whatever he said. But I think Woody was like, okay, that was a step too far.
I think so too. I think that's pretty nail on the head there.
But okay, well, Tommy, I appreciate it. Please let everybody know where they can find you. And also, folks, Tommy Jets hopefully will be appearing on this show more often. And I don't want him to be a stranger. I want him to make himself at home here on the Midnight Mike Show. But let everybody know where they can find you otherwise.
Yeah, Mike, I'm getting my new spot. It's funny because it almost looks exactly the same as my old room, same color wall, and I'm starting to get everything hung up. I'm starting getting like deja vu, you know what I mean? Because this looks exactly the same.
Well,
But
I mean,
it's
I don't
getting
want
there.
to. Hold on, I don't want to get too into it, but I guess the room that you were broadcasting from
Before when
did not have as much damage from.
No, it was only the front end of it. So the whole back end was fine, but the whole front end was not as fine.
I would give up my living room, kitchen, dining room, and all that.
Oh, dude,
to keep my studio stuff. My wife would kill me, but
all my studio stuff was fine. Almost all the stuff in our bedroom was fine, like all of her jewelry and all that stuff, and my PlayStation or whatever. All that stuff was fine. Kitchen was cooked, the living room was cooked, dining room was cooked. We lost the big TV in the dining room, but I don't care. That I could buy one of those easy. So
you gotta have your Jet stuff.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But especially all the memories, and because I have pictures and old stuff that I collected with my dad and stuff like that in there. You know what I mean? So a lot of heartfelt stuff too. But yeah, I didn't mean to go off track. You guys can find me at ThomasCP_NFL on Twitter, and the league winners for everything college football, Gangrene Nation for everything in the Jets. And before I go, Matthias said, "Would you draft that Syracuse quarterback late?" Kyle McCord. Yeah, I love him. He's a stud.
How late though?
That's a good question. Maybe round 3 would be the earliest I would go, but he's gaining a lot of steam, especially now that they had that John Gruden had him on his episode of he has some thing that he does now with the quarterbacks of the draft, and McCord was just on there. He's a good kid, really, really nice kid. And he's pretty smart. I would love to give him a shot. And he was a Jets fan growing up, so make a nice story.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for being here, man. We will be in touch. Hopefully I can get you on more shows.
Yeah. Oh shit. I didn't even realize I was not supposed to be on this list. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you. Thanks everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys. You take care, Mike.
Have a good one, Tommy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was the Midnight Mike Show on Easter Eve. We are about 40 minutes away from the Easter Bunny coming to town. So I want to wish everybody a very happy Easter. Please enjoy this time with your family and friends, whoever you're celebrating with. And even if you're celebrating alone, make yourself a nice meal, do something. Maybe watch I don't know what kind of Easter movies are out there. Hop isn't so bad. It's a little weird. It's a little, that bunny in that movie is a little entitled. It's played by Russell Brand. A little entitled, but then the guy in the movie, what the hell is his name? Anybody in the chat? What's the guy who's in? I think he's in that. I think he might be in Sonic. he loves doing movies with animated animals. Like he's done like 3 or 4. His name was just on the tip of my tongue, but it's not a horrible movie. Check it out. Or if you have some kids, some of my favorite Easter movies when I was a kid, they're not even Easter movies. They're those Rankin Bass, you know, the same people who brought you Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's one called The First Easter Rabbit. It's a cartoon. I really like that one. And then there's a claymation animation like Rudolph called The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town. And the funny thing with Rankin Bass, especially in The Easter Bunny is Coming to Town, is you could tell they went straight to Long Island, or they were broadcast, or their studio was in Long Island, because everybody has this thick Long Island accent, like all the little kids. Like they're like, why do we eat chocolate bunnies on Easter? And it's like you sit there and you're like, they couldn't just get normal kids with no, they got to go full Long Island, and that makes it worth it for me. But anyway, check those out. I appreciate it. Havmo, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Matthias, great show, guys. That's awesome. Yes, Tommy and John were awesome tonight. So was Maddie. Maddie was awesome here tonight, too. So was Metz. I appreciate that. Round 4, what does that mean? What are we? Oh, round 4 is when you take the Syracuse QB. That's good. Miguel, happy Easter, everyone. Jesus is our Savior and King. There you go. I appreciate it. Happy Easter, guys. Awesome night tonight. I had a great time. Guys, this is the Midnight Mike Show. Wait, you know what? Real quick, for those of you who missed it, we played a little game earlier, and it was, is it a porno or is it Metz eating a sandwich? And I played a clip. We cleared it up. It was Metz eating a sandwich, but I'll play that clip for you one more time. It's late at night. We can have fun with it. And Metz is one of my favorite callers. He's one of my favorite guys who's been a friend of the show forever. And I hope he appreciates that when we mess with him, it's all in good fun. Here's the audio. You be the judge. There it is, folks. There it is. I mean, it could go either way, couldn't it? It could go either way. But Metz, check out Metz 2128. Go to his channel, and I'm telling you, he does taste tests and he does. I mean, the best I feel like are his videos when he's doing taste tests or he's ranting. He's ranting about the Mets. He's ranting about the Knicks. He's ranting about the Giants. He has some great content out there. And when you get that gem, when you find some of those gems, like him ripping his shirt, you know what? I'll get the last thing you'll see tonight is the clip of Metz ripping his shirt. And when I say, if you haven't seen this, this is something you need to see. Either way, I am Midnight Mike, coming to you from the Long Island Sound. I am your late night New York Jets host, and I had a great time. Good evening, everybody. Happy Easter, and we will see you Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and I can't wait to see you then. And by the way, stay tuned for this Mets video. It'll end out the show. It's fucking hilarious.
Because Diaz is a victim of this manager, if one can even call this asshole that. What the hell is wrong with you, Rojas? I get the damn injury bug has plagued the team all fucking year. I get the team is low on morale, but they do not need you making it worse with these erratic decisions. Because of you, this team has not scored more than 5 runs in the last 16 games. 16! Because I'm at the end of my rope with this. With this man.